George, are you ready to show everybody where our new home is?
Before we show you, we want to show you why the Hales will we buy where we bought.
What did you say?
I said, Jeremy, I'm a huge fan.
George is out in the parking lot. Look at that. Am I on the naughty list?
Hell, for every meeting. And you're going to bring the police because you removed me once.
I didn't start this war with the neighbors.
But I fully intend on winning.
I have anxiety over the roof. And I can't take this. I can't, sir. I cannot hear you very well. Not at all. I have to hold you up to my ear to hear you. Something is wrong. Can you please check your mic? I do not have perception of time. I don't have perception of dates and times. I do not, and my brain does not work that way. My child just fell down. You are not a nice person.
Good evening, all you fine people out there in the YouTube land. I hope you're having a wonderful night. Hello, Heidi. Hello, Elkie. How's it going, Tamara? Good to see you, Scott's cat. It is a wonderful, wonderful evening. I hope you guys are just enjoying your evening, such as I am mine. I planned on doing something different tonight, but because of time constraints, I wasn't able to get it set up properly. So and this was something that I've been wanting to watch. I haven't had a chance to, because you know me, just always so damn busy. This for some of you, this probably won't be any new stuff, but it's pretty darn good. Hey Norma, how's it going? Okie Meemaw, good to see you. Kitty Kate Hoffman and Don McKean. Nice, good to see you. I'm glad you guys can make it in. Yeah, so this is some of the ex parte communications that Jeremy dropped, and this was, if I'm not mistaken, before this case really got kicking off. It's pretty crazy that the judge just could not take himself out of the mix. He had to be giving her legal advice. I mean, that's just crazy. Good to see you, Roy. Glad you could make it. Good evening. Good evening. Hello, Wendy Bono. Nice to see you. Good evening. And welcome back for 4 months. Holy cow. She's been here for 4 months. Man, that is awesome. That is awesome. Here, I'll give you a little touchdown.
Touchdown. Paper? Unbreaded.
It's awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hey, Ted, how's it going? Alan Crawford from Oregon State. Oh, this is good. Okay, because I haven't seen it yet. I saw a little glimpse of it, and I was like, I just don't have time to watch it right now. So yeah, you guys get to watch it along with me. More of the Florida Man edition, and there's some other stuff I've been thinking about adding into this. It's not going to be involved with. It has nothing to do with the Hales, but it's Florida Man shit. I guess that's the best way to put it. So I've got that stuff coming up also. Yeah, we've had a pretty interesting week so far. I mean, between past couple of weeks, I should say, between a former president being shot, a current president dropping out of the race, horrible debate, Secret Service agent resigning. I mean, it has been just insane, the amount of stuff. Where Grudge Judge started playing LIEnette's lawyer? Oh yeah. Wasn't served or even in court. Exactly, Sandy. That is the craziest part about this. It's just like, why in the hell? What were they thinking? What were they even thinking that they would do something like this? And that the judge allowed her to get away with it. It's like, oh man. Like, I mean, I understand saying, hey, you've got to get them served, and we can delay it a little bit, but just that indefinite delay isn't good. Yeah, it's crazy. No, so this whole week, this whole past couple of weeks has just been like breakneck speed. I'm gonna take a little break, and tomorrow morning I'll do a stream, and then probably be over on the experts for that. That'll be really fun for Friday Night Live. And I'm going to get some rest tonight because I've got some stuff that I want to highlight tomorrow. Today was showing the Netanyahu talking about his plans in front of Congress and what his thoughts were. And so I've got a lot of stuff on that. Holy cow. You wouldn't believe the amount of stuff that's come out over the past, just several hours on all of that. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But tonight we're doing some what the Hales, and this is, we'll just start it off, and I'll kick in there whenever I need to. Oh, here's looking at you, kid.
He was offered a resolution through Ohio that we both would
Volume is very loud.
not say anything about each other.
John Crook has officially been arrested on 3 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly.
Oh yes, that right there, him being arrested with deadly. Oh, that one is crazy. Yo, what's up, Wesley? Good to see you. Glad you can make it. Happy Thursday. Yes, you guys have well past the hump. Howdy do, shizzy. Oh yes. That's what Jeremy filed 3 times to get Judge Grudge to leave the case, and refused 3 times, so they filed papers to a higher court. Yes, they did. Have not been watching in the mornings. I gotta sleep until school starts back. Oh yeah. Hey, nothing wrong with that. You get as much rest as you can. I haven't changed my schedule any. I enjoy what I do in the mornings. It's been pretty enlightening. It seems like I cover a lot of things in the morning that everybody ends up talking about the rest of the day. It's wild. But yeah, this is crazy.
Deadly weapon. How did this all begin? I'm about to show you court footage that no one has ever seen before.
Mm-hmm. Oh, make sure you guys, if you haven't subscribed to What the Hales, make sure you do.
Crook stalked me to Otter Creek.
Yes.
They wanted money. They wanted promotion. They wanted fame. And now they have it for all the wrong reasons.
Yep.
Crook has been arrested. He's looking at potentially 15 plus years in jail. Not to mention, he has court next week in Ohio for breaking the civil protection order, as does LIEnette. Anybody's guess who's going to jail next.
Ooh.
Could be LIEnette, could be somebody else.
Yeah.
We're going to find out. How did it all start, though? It started when these 2 creeps started to do horrific, vile things, post and say horrific, vile things.
Yep.
And then we announce on a Sunday Night Live, we're going to get civil protection orders in Ohio against these 2. And then LIEnette post afterwards, she ran straight to the courthouse with none other than Judge Craig DeThomasis. We're going to get a peek into those hearings. Keep in mind, I'm not there. I'm not there because I'm at home in Ohio. And she's done this not once, not twice, multiple times. Let's see what insanity comes out of her mouth this time and what Judge Craig DeThomasis has to say about it.
Next up, I've got 38-2023 DR416 LIEnette Preston and Jeremy Hales. Good afternoon. If you could just state your full name.
LIEnette Preston.
Ms. Preston, we are here on your case as a order scheduling
Oh, yeah.
hearing. As you may have heard, I appreciate your
It
patience. As we've worked our way through the docket, we do not have proof of service.
And this is
That right there is the most important thing. That right there should end, and she should have been sent out. We don't have proof of service. Then we can reschedule. You have to have proof of service. We'll reschedule it for, 30 days out. or 45 days out. That's what should have happened right then and there. Right then and there. Can't get service. Need to reschedule. Nothing beyond there. Her name changes every time. It seems that's true. Yes. How you doing, Roy? It is crazy that the judge didn't immediately just say, "Well, you have to have service, Miss Preston," and move on. Like this is a waste of the court's time. She could have filed for an extension. She could have done any number of things to get service perfected on him. Because I don't know how it is in Florida, but in certain cases they have to have a chance to respond. Like if you file something against somebody, they have to have an opportunity to be able to respond to it. Hey, how's it going, D. Robertson? Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. It seems that people are missing out on this right here. That, you know, this is why Judge for the whole scam became biased, and her lawyer. That's right. Hey, Roxanne, good evening. Yeah, should have time to do it.
The man that says he can get any document anywhere on the planet in court, this judge, and yet he can't get proof of service to me in Ohio, of all places.
I remember when I reviewed this petition, there.
Well, it's not the judge's responsibility. I could be wrong on this, but I don't believe it's the judge's responsibility to get service. It's her responsibility to get service, which means that she has to pay a process server in that state to go and serve the papers. Usually you can just pay the sheriff. You can send them a check, and you figure out what county they're in, they'll send a check, and you have them serve the papers. God. She gives Jeremy's address in Ohio and Otter Creek. She keeps telling the judge we need to, but claims Jeremy is stalking her. No, she's stalking him. Yes, that is absolutely correct. The Thomases wanted to set precedent so bad on the new cyber stalking law that the ends justify the means to him. Yes. Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me.
Is the possibility that the respondent may be even in another state?
Yes.
He's in Ohio right now. He won't be back until the second Tuesday of October, and I told them that at the sheriff.
Doesn't matter. You go and you serve him in Ohio. That's how this is done. I mean, all she had to do was ask any attorney or read the damn law. I mean, she tends to read everything else. Why hasn't she read the law? I mean, it's not hard. You just go, hey, this is what I need to do. Why does she look like Waldo in this? Like, where's Waldo? Oh, there you are.
We're at the courthouse. Clerk of court.
I know I'm not the only one that finds it odd that LIEnette tells the judge she doesn't watch anything from What the Hales, but she now knows my complete and total travel schedule. I want to say, oh, wait. Wrong shirt.
Okay. And so
I provided them with his address there.
Yes, absolutely.
So here's the other thing. First off, I guess the question for you, there's not an injunction that's in place.
No.
And so it would be a hearing to establish, if you wish to go forward on it, to seek a final judgment of injunction.
Right here, he needs to stop. He should be doing any of this right here. How does she know his schedule? She's not stalking. Wait, then she starts to look like George. Yeah, she does. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. Hey, almost girl, good to see you. Glad you could make it in. Yeah, this is not acceptable. This right here, the judge saying anything to her outside of, you're going to have to get service on him, and before we can even move forward. That's all he should have said, and moved on with his day. That he's doing any of this, ooh.
And I think it's like 50 or more pages. I read it all, but what you reference in there
Doesn't matter.
are video clips that you feel are relevant evidence. If we come back to court for hearing, you're going to have to make arrangements to play those some way or present those.
He shouldn't be having to tell her any of this. He shouldn't have to tell her any of this.
You can contact the court administrator's office, and there's ways. I mean, you can pull it up on screen, you can pull it up on different screens, but ultimately,
Yeah, you got to bring in your
just,
computer.
Hand them to me to look at. It's got to be presented.
No.
Each witness or the other party gets a chance.
It's rules of evidence. If she doesn't understand what rules of evidence are, he doesn't need to be explaining this to her. It's not his job. That's her job. If she's going to do this pro se, it's for her to do. If she's gonna ask a lawyer to give her the rundown, she can do that. She can pay for legal counsel. She can do any number of these things, but she has not. The judge has taken it upon himself to do this. That's just improper. That's way improper.
To see what it is you're presenting, if it's relevant, and to argue against it, whatever. So be aware.
I doubt it.
Is transcripts good enough?
No.
Sorry?
Transcripts?
Liz,
No, not unless transcripts from whatever somebody is saying are highly inaccurate. It has to be by somebody that will certify that this is what was said. If you want transcripts, you have to get a court reporter to do it, which means you have to pay money to do it. See, there's cheap ways of doing things, and then there's the correct way of doing things. And this is something I learned working as a mechanic and working in wood. And like there's cheap, there's fast, and there's correct. Pick any two. Just geez. Yeah, he's now in full-blown professor mode teaching a class. Yeah, he doesn't need to be doing that. And if he's doing that with her, what is he doing with other clients?
Lizzie Bailey, another fool. Remember, birds of a feather flock together. Tried to transcribe all these videos.
Doesn't work.
Because AI on YouTube, Google transcribes it. And here's the thing. You can't get transcripts of something that's with AI because it gets it wrong. Mm-hmm. We've seen LIEnette's own text messages where it says, rust the sauce. Rust, oxidation on metal, and sauce, goes on pizza. And she meant to say rust the sauce. These transcripts, number one, are not correct. So number two, they can't be entered in unless they're legally transcribed anyway. This is a foolish attempt and a waste of time and resources, mostly by Lizzie Bailey.
Transcripts would not be sufficient unless the other side. I mean, there are times when the parties agree that a transcript is an accurate presentation.
It doesn't. Yeah. Good evening, Connie. Good evening. Glad to see you. Yeah. No. And do you think he would ever agree to it, or his attorney would agree to it? They'll say no. Like, bring your damn video in. If you can't bring your video in, then copy it down onto a CD or whatever you need to, and get a cheap CD player and bring it in, or a DVD player, whatever it is that you might need. But you have to have that stuff before you even show up to court. You'll see that there's people that are like these soft sits that decide that they're going to go out there and they're going to do it their own way, and well, it always bites them in the ass, always.
Of everything that was stated.
He has a YouTube channel.
Doesn't matter.
No, I know.
And he's doing this monetarily, not only to me, but to others. And
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You have to prove this. But it's a free damn tablet. Well, need to figure it out. That's all I can say. Figure it out. Maybe you can bring in one of your turtles to read it to him.
And it's getting to the fact that he is now in my adoption of my daughter. He's trying to overturn my adoption.
Really? Trying to overturn her adoption. And if you dig into it, you find out, whoa, things might not have been done right there. And it's irrelevant, or it's not relevant. Let's put it that way. It's not relevant to this. It's not relevant to this at all. You hear the judge said, I know. Yeah. He has a YouTube channel. Yeah.
Of my baby.
Right, so here's the thing.
But it's not your baby. Yeah, that's another lie. No, I don't think that's a lie. I think that there was people that were reaching out to Jeremy to try to find out what was up with this kid, and her birth family is trying to get custody of the child. So this was happening a ways back, that they were trying to get custody of the child, and probably reached out to Jeremy to see if there was any information that he had on what was going on. I don't know, because I'm not. This isn't my problem. It's not her. Well, I guess it is her problem, but she did this on her own. If she pissed somebody off, then she needs to be. If she did something wrong, then you got to pay the piper for it. He never contacted anyone. They contact him. See, there you go. That's what I understand. That's what I understand right there. He doesn't contact anyone. That wasn't an adoption. It was a crooked caretaking thing where she got them to sign a paper. The dad never signed it. She basically stole the child to use it to get to money. That's what it sounded like to me. Who knows how much she knows about Jeremy, and he wants absolutely nothing to do with her? Yes, absolutely nothing to do with her. He just wants her to go away. Just leave. Leave me alone. Let me have my rights. Let me do my thing. Stay out of my face. Why are you following me around? I guarantee you, if Jeremy left Otter Creek and went to another town, she would follow him there, because she couldn't handle it. It would be way too much for her to handle.
If he has standing, I don't know that he does.
He doesn't.
It doesn't.
He's causing that.
See, this right here, the judge should shut the hell up. Why are you having ex parte communication with her? Why?
Much
Then you can
drama.
have faith that a judge will say, you don't have standing, it's dismissed. And I know, I'm not minimizing that that's causing you a lot of grief, but have faith, the system will address that. This system, in this limited issue of whether there's an injunction put in place, is going to turn on whether there's competent substantial evidence under the stalking statute, and what you're alleging really overlaps with cyber stalking.
Why is he giving her advice? The one daughter approached Jeremy and told her story. That was a hard episode, as her stepdaughter realized her worth was something like $411 a month, and that was all. Right. That's the rough part about it. See, I'd go into it, but that right there is something personal to me that I understand a little bit about that kind of feeling that way. So this case should have been thrown out due to the lack of evidence. Hell, what should have happened is the judge should have not been giving her anything legal advice whatsoever. At all. I don't know if it should have been thrown out. She should have got an attorney in the first place to come handle this stuff. If you can't afford an attorney, you don't go suing people. You stay away from it.
There's very specific statute on it, and there was a change in the law, and it's, by my count, there's been one case.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Why are you engaging her?
You all want to say it. It's the Bud Love case. Not Butt Love. That would be Crook right now in jail, dropping his soap on purpose. This is the Bud Love case. Now, there's major differences between my case and the Bud Love case. In the Bud Love case, there is direct, very, very blatant breaking of constitutional protected speech. There is aspects of inciting different things such as go take that child from them, or literally telling fans and followers, go take this child, go do this and harm this person. Whereas, and what the Hales, all we've shared is truth. And from the very beginning, even though this had been going on for well over a year before we showed or talked about any of it, we had always stated, do not contact anyone. These two cases are nothing alike. One case was unprotected speech. My case is complete and total protected speech.
That's right.
Ultimately, we got to have a hearing, and I got to hear from both sides.
Of course, the first thing I heard is butt love.
The
Yeah.
purpose of the contact, the legitimacy, whether it's directed at you, all the different various issues that are involved. And so it's kind of close. If you're saying that you have reason to believe he'll be
right.
here on a certain
That's
day,
right.
2 weeks, or two, would you say the
Second Tuesday of October.
The second Tuesday of October is October 10. We have court on October 11.
True.
I don't
Very
know that
true.
we could give law enforcement the info about specifically on that date where he'll be.
But she's not a stalker, right?
They can serve him at the town hall meeting on the 10th. He'll be there. They'll
Yes.
be filming it.
Yeah, the only legitimate
Okay,
advice
so
that
there's
she
a
did was be
specific place.
prepared to present her video
It's
evidence,
Otter
find
Creek.
out what you need to contact the department of the court of the house at the courthouse. Yeah, that's it. That's all she had to do.
Do you serve on that board?
I ran once and I'll be running again.
She doesn't serve on the board then.
The judge is actually asking her this question because if she's on the town council or has ran for the town council, she's a public figure, and therefore she's opened up to more scrutiny in her life. And it's very, very hard to say, oh, wait, I'm going to get an injunction because I don't like what he's posting about
Right.
me. She just proves the point. There is no relevancy for an injunction whatsoever. Now, what isn't okay, if you're a
Good
public
evening,
figure,
coffee.
is
I'll get
saying
coffee.
that somebody wrapped your daughter.
Hey, Brenda.
Okay, so,
It's kind of the purpose of this.
so you'll be there, but you know he'll be there?
She's caught in a pickle now. She's too ignorant, too foolish to actually understand that the judge is trying to say, if you want an injunction and you know he's going to be there, why in the world would you put yourself there? Therefore, nullifying any need for an injunction.
Yes.
I try not to go when he's there.
This is such a huge lie. She prides herself
That's right.
on being so brave and courageous
Hey, okay.
for being there when I'm there. As a matter of fact,
Absolutely.
Marla huge praises her. Oh, you're going straight into the battle, into the war that she created.
Okay,
But-
okay. I'm just saying, because
Yeah.
what you don't have, and one of my concerns, you may have heard me discuss with other people, I don't mind continuing things if there's good cause to continue it, but for those of you that don't have an
Hey,
extension
Donna.
or temporary injunction, you gotta be
Keeping
aware
a
that
close
there's
eye on,
order that's in effect.
Oh, wow.
That's that protection place. And
Where's
so,
that at?
I've had CPS at my house.
Where's
8
that at? I may
times
pull that up.
That he's called.
Yes.
8 times. With
So, if
horrible
it's a
things.
false report, filing a false report to the Department of Children and Families is a crime.
Working on
What? But you have to prove that he's the one filing this report, and then you also have to prove that it's false. See, this is bad. This is bad that he's saying anything but is that Butte or Booty or Butte? I think it's Butte County, California. Butte County, Oregon. Let me look. Let me see where that is. Let's see. County, California, fire. Let me see. Holy cow. So one man has been arrested for that. Holy cow. That's amazing. It's near Chico. Holy crap. Wow. Tens of thousands of acres being burned. Man, we'll probably pull that up here in a little bit. Oh man, that's insane. Show you a pic? Yeah, I can show you a pic from the Washington Post. Yeah, there's a pic from the Washington Post. Oh, damn it. Why would they do that to me? I hate that. Well, bastards. I'm not going to subscribe to the Washington Post, but yeah, that's pretty insane. It's pretty insane. It's a she can grip the pole because his car is on fire, and you push it internally down the hill. Oh man. Yeah, it amazes me that the judge was setting court dates for the day after the possible date of service. How could anyone get an attorney or file? Well, the date here, yeah, because here's the thing: you should, and I could be wrong on this because different cases are different ways, but I know that in the state of Georgia, for the kind of law that my wife practices, which is dirt law, you have 30 days in some cases, plus an extra 15 to file a response. If you haven't filed a response, then basically, yeah, there's, and some of them are 15 days, depends on it. So, I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy. You can set a status hearing on something like that and see if everybody's ready to move forward. But, telling someone, oh, you have to perfect service, they have to know that somebody's serving them with something so they have a chance to file a response. If you don't have a chance to file a response, what good is it? Well, what a waste of time. What a waste of the court's time and energy. 10-minute drive from where it started. Ooh, Donna, man, sorry to hear that.
That's up to the law enforcement agencies and that agency to report it as a crime. I don't have jurisdiction to hear that. This is
It doesn't matter.
But it's something that could be relevant and material for the court's consideration. We'll hear about it.
Okay.
So I'm a little cautious about thinking that they could serve him on that day at that place, and we come back on the 11th.
Which they probably can't.
Judge Grudge is cautious about me being served. This is the judge that allowed me in front of his face, in his courtroom, to be served illegally in the state of Florida.
Yep.
I'm here all the time. So October 11 at 1 p.m. Adam Clark will continue 38-2020.
She's practicing in the RV or the shed.
1 p.m. I don't know if we can make some sort of a notation.
I don't know. I wonder. That's what her news is in the background. It's only half here.
What time is that on October?
Okay.
7 p.m.
She probably took over the RV. Which one?
Yeah, put it on the description. It might help.
Shooting ping pong balls? No, she's using bowling balls.
They have his address in Otter Creek as well.
Okay.
Chicken legs.
Schedule for the 11th. Yeah.
Kids, don't do drugs. This is what happens to you.
All right, Ms. Preston, if you want to just wait, we'll get you a copy of the notice. Appreciate it.
Otter Creek Town Hall meeting happens.
Holy cow.
Except LIEnette's not in charge of my life or my itinerary, no matter how bad she wants to continue to stalk me and think
It would
that
be
she can
illegal
be
to
in
serve
charge of
someone
it.
in court.
So I wasn't at Town Hall meeting. And unfortunately, I wasn't there. Really, honestly, wouldn't have mattered anyway. They would have served me. There would not have been enough time to actually go and defend and get a lawyer in court. None of this hearing would not have happened anyway. Except it did happen. And so that's what's next.
Next one is 38-2020.
Well, and here's the thing, because, and I don't know how it is in other places, but in Georgia, you can serve someone. Well, you can't personally serve someone in court. Like, I couldn't walk up to you and serve you papers, at all. Like that you have to only service in court. I want order in the court, and I have a ham and cheese on rye. It has the county next to you on fire too, and it's headed back towards Paradise, where a fire in 2018 wiped out the town. Oh, that sucks. It is because you have to hire somebody to do that. You have to pay somebody to do that because they have to give an affidavit. whenever you're served with papers, you'll have either a process server that was assigned by the court, which means they have to be from that jurisdiction. They have to have the ability to serve in that jurisdiction. At least that's how it is in Georgia. And then you can have a sheriff's deputy do it, or basically a sheriff's office come out and serve papers. Some sheriffs won't. So it might be a police department that does it. But it has to be an officer that serves it, because they are officers of the court. They're part of the enforcement wing of the judicial system. They have to be able to give service, because they have to sign an affidavit saying that they gave you service. It doesn't matter if there's 100 witnesses around; those 100 witnesses can change their story. Yeah, they have to do the service. So I don't know about Florida. It could be completely different, but I'm with you, Puddletown. The only service in court I want to hear is him, geez, all right. John Crook claims to be indigent so he can get a free lawyer. He owns 50-50 on the property, he owns 50-50 on the truck and the camper, so he's just lied to the court also. That is correct. That is correct, sir.
416. This is LIEnette Preston
Ma'am,
and Jeremy
sorry.
Hales. We have Ms. Preston.
She's back again.
Good afternoon. If you need to announce your presence by stating your full name.
Lynette Michelle Lacey Alexis Preston.
Good afternoon,
Jesus.
Ms. Preston. This is a matter that, for the record,
Was Owen Ansted's
9/7/23
wife? Wow.
petition was filed for protection against stalking. We came to court on September 13th, extended the order setting hearing through October 11. And as of today, we still have the same
Yeah, I noticed.
issue, which is no service. And let me just check here.
He's having a fall festival on October 21st here in Otter Creek. Otherwise, we
Doesn't
need
matter.
to try and serve him in Ohio.
You should.
Otherwise what?
We need to try and serve him in Ohio.
You.
He, out of retaliation, went to an Ohio court, and I had to go to court with him yesterday.
This doesn't matter.
He perjured himself and alleged that I was doing all this to him instead.
That right there doesn't matter. The judge should not even be hearing any of this. But what the judge should say is then, if you have a protective order against you, you need to stay away from him. Problem solved. That is the problem is solved right there. So he has a protective order against you. That means your problem is solved. Pretty easy. People have criticized Jeremy for the way he's behaving lately. Levy County has dropped the charges against LIEnette Preston and JC of violating the probation. CJ, they don't have any right to do that. That's the thing. Yeah, that is the bad part about it. They shouldn't be. They should be enforcing it. That right there would be the district attorney is dropping the case on it. Yeah, this is old footage. No, this here is the footage from whenever before all of the shitstorm hit. These are her talking to the judge ex parte prior to showing up in court. This is before Jeremy was ever even served. I'm guessing that she divorced Crook so he could get money off his deceased ex-wife and who knows what else. Yeah. And also the person that attacked him at barbecues was like, oh, yeah. Yeah. It is crazy. People who have criticized Jeremy. See, I don't care how Jeremy acts does not affect my feelings on this whatsoever. Jeremy is welcome to do Jeremy. I have no dog in that fight. If he's doing something that's going to get him in trouble, then I would just stop. But I'd have to see the information on that before I could even make a call. You know, I've seen some stuff that's come out, and I think that it's a little edited and cut. No different than a lot of Jeremy's stuff is edited and cut, but it is cut and edited in such a way that I'm just like, well, where's the rest of it? What led up to this? Because it's like coming into the middle of an argument and someone is yelling. I want to see what preceded that yelling, you know, that kind of thing. Like, what was it that got them to this point where they started yelling? You know, it was that kid in what was it, DC? I can't remember the kid's name, but where that guy's beating a drum in front of his face, and everybody's saying that, you know, he was doing stuff to this guy. Then it came out that they were up in his grill, and he was just standing there like a scared teenager and trying to keep his mouth quiet. Wow. Yeah, that sort of blew up in their face. That's why I don't get too involved in that kind of stuff until I see the whole thing. This right here is enough to go, oh, okay. Yeah, this shouldn't be, the way this judge is acting shouldn't be happening. Judge is being fooled by the mask, I guess. Just wondering about his hock tool later and how that mask will affect it. Well, it's more like a catcher.
Instead of him
Catcher's
doing it to
mitt.
me, I need
Did you
an ex parte.
Yeah, Nicholas Sandman.
She's
Thank you,
not a
Roy.
stalker, though, right? Except she literally just tells the judge, he's doing this at this time, at this place, the Fall Festival, which I was not there for, unfortunately, because we didn't have our
Yeah, I imagine
finalized
he is.
orders from Ohio yet. But what we do have is text messages that LIEnette sent residents of Otter Creek asking them to purchase items that they saw on the video. So she doesn't watch any videos, yet we have all the proof through her text messages, because the woman literally does not know how to shut her mouth, proving that she watches everything and she stalks every word I literally say. And then she tries
She
to
knows his every
actually
move, right? That's
look
right.
like George.
Did you appear in court yesterday?
Yeah, Russell Meeks is filling the
Yeah.
Okay.
void.
And
I don't know, that's a large
They're
void
not
there.
making a determination because my ex-husband, his hearing is now the 13th
here or where?
in Ohio via Zoom.
So,
So, all right, let me just make sure I got the players straight here. Mr. Hale's the respondent in this case, is a petitioner in an Ohio case.
Right.
You're the respondent? And your-
After mine, yes.
And your former husband as well?
Yes,
Okay.
for retaliation for doing this.
phrasing.
And he's still posting about us, still doing
Yes.
the stuff that he's doing.
This was Craig DeThomas's out right here. Any competent judge would have been like, something's not lining up here. You're in court in Ohio. And ultimately, I'm sure he was going to look back on this moment. We already know he watches. We have confirmation of that, which he legally should not be watching. And yet, at the same time, he's probably regretting ever allowing any of this to come before his court, because ultimately, I truly believe this is going to cost him his job. The voters
Yes.
are going to speak against his biased, illegal corruption.
Oh, she did say X?
Did your-
Okay.
Was your case heard and the court take it under advisement? Or was the court saying that you're gonna return on another date?
It was heard.
Okay.
And she's gonna make a determination on it later, but I wasn't really, I don't know how to defend myself. I wasn't really allowed. I sent her 2 packets of stuff, of evidence, and she didn't accept any of it.
That's because you sent it improperly. You don't send stuff just straight to the judge. You have to enter it in as evidence. And then the judge can review it. And you do that almost immediately. Like, here's the thing, in case she doesn't understand. The silly woman. All she had to do was that packet that she has that she wants to give to this judge. She could have sent that to the judge in Ohio and given it to them. That's all that she had to do. If she has that much compelling evidence, that's all she had to do. It was mostly letters in support of, yeah, someone call her a ambulance. Yeah. It was mostly letters in support of LIEnette Preston. Yeah, that doesn't matter. Letters don't matter because they'd just be considered hearsay. Like, it's not a job interview. You're having to show irrefutable facts, not something that somebody else said, that somebody else said. It's that game of telephone. It's like, this is why Amber Heard, a lot of her evidence wasn't allowed to be put in there. Well, I have what I said to the doctor, and I want to show that. I want to show what I said to the doctor about me being abused. Well, that doesn't work. Did the doctor see any bruises on you? Did the doctor notate any of this stuff? Did the doctor see you with a broken arm? Did the doctor see this? Then they can testify on it. They can't testify on you saying, well, he hit me, well, it was like 3 weeks ago and I had this bruise, and look at this picture. It's like, I didn't physically see it. I saw a picture, and that's what they would have to testify to. She tells the child to go to daddy. Crook has her on his lap wearing, and Crook is, geez, yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't know about Crook. I honestly don't know. I mean, it may just be that he's socially ignorant. It could be. It does happen.
She said she didn't get one of them, but
So,
So we'll
I mean,
hear-
This is what really gets me. The ridiculousness of, I couldn't defend myself. She had every opportunity to defend herself. She's the one that put herself in this situation. Now she wants to claim that she's a victim. She's not a victim except of herself. She's receiving the consequences of her actions. She should have never done what she did and stalked us here. She should have never posted what she posted.
Yep.
She should have never put signs up all around town. These two, Crook already in jail, LIEnette probably not far behind, are only receiving their due diligence of what they've done to others their entire life. And now you want to play games and fake cry?
I can't address that case
I
for which
know.
I have no jurisdiction.
I know.
and,
You can't address
you
this
know,
case because you
Those
still don't have
retaliatory-
jurisdiction
You
because
have-
there is
you
no
have-
case. There's been no service.
I would presume, pretty for sure, appellate remedies in case, but there's not a.
Why are
ruling,
you giving
not a
her
final
legal
order,
advice?
not yet.
is what you're
She's
saying.
gonna
Okay.
make it, yes.
With regards to your former husband, his other case is like based on similar facts or allegations?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So with regards to your case here, it's just a matter of service, and we went through that discussion.
Yes.
He's got to be served. If he chooses not to appear, it'll be a default. But there's, and I'm sure it's all the Otter Creek, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 6 attempts to serve.
Yeah, he was supposed to be here, and he avoided,
They've been attempting to serve him in Otter Creek. Then you can't get good service on him. So if you can't get good service on him in Otter Creek, because you seem to be very concerned about whenever he is going to be there and whenever he's not there. It's not like she can just walk up to him and serve him papers. It doesn't work that way. It has to be done by somebody that is not part of party to each. Like, you can't give it to Jeremy's friend to give to him. It has to be done by a process server. 120,312 acres as of 5 minutes ago. Holy cow, Donna. That is so crazy.
did not come.
For those who have been following the story for quite some time, we were waiting for our civil protection orders from the Ohio courts, which we received. Then we immediately went to Florida, to the sheriff's station, where we were stalked. The very moment we went into Levy County, stalked by LIEnette and Crook, both of which were found guilty for violation of the civil protection orders in Ohio, which they now, 1 week from this filming date, have to be present yet again. I'm sure Crook will be present via Zoom from his jail cell.
And so what is the October 21 date you're mentioning?
He's having a fall festival at his
Damn.
school thing. He's announcing it, and in the announcements, he's
Why are you crying?
torturing my tortoise rescue. He's putting cans of soup with a turtle on it. He's calling me LIEnette. They're selling.
Is he really? Is he really, or are you just claiming that he did? That's screwy, because we don't have. You would have to have proof of this. You would have to prove that he is doing this. Like, take a picture of him doing this. What is up, Jeremy? How are you doing? Good to see you. I hope you're having a good day. Amazing. She says she doesn't watch any videos, but she knows your schedule better than I do. I know. That is so insane to me. It is so insane to me that she would be sitting here saying all of this crap. And it is, I mean, are you sitting there putting out cans of soup before with turtles on it? Or is she just claiming that she's getting these? Because to me, that just sounds ridiculous. That she's saying, oh, he's leaving cans of soup. If you are, I think it's pretty funny. If somebody else is doing it, I still think it's pretty funny. But to claim that you're doing this without any proof, that's a lot. That's a stretch.
T-shirts.
Oh no, I called her LIEnette. I actually protected her identity online.
That's right.
She went out and broadcasted all of her names and all of her garbage everywhere.
Yep.
So calling her LIEnette actually protected our identity. Oh no, turtle soup! As she's continued to cook those turtles in the Florida heat,
Yeah.
and they continue to pass away. T-shirts!
that
Oh
is-
no, how dare I make t-shirts? Oh.
Yeah.
well,
How dare you?
I
How
have
dare you?
purposefully not made a cent off of anything of this ridiculousness that has happened in my life in Otter Creek with stalkers, LIEnette and Crook. I could have made a mint
Oh, yeah.
off of t-shirts.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I've yet to sell anything.
Nice.
And
So it's October 21st.
in your community, in Levy County and Otter Creek.
Yes.
So we can go through this again here. Basically, that's 10 days away. I could schedule a court date subsequent to that. And we can make notice, like where would be the location of this? You're saying it's at his home or his
No,
property?
the ARC schoolhouse.
What's
Oh,
the name of
yeah.
the schoolhouse?
Russell, do you know the address?
Good evening, Linda. Good evening. Good evening.
It's on Highway 24.
Meme of the turtle
This is
soup is
beautiful.
posted online.
Now, Rust, the sauce there, is
They
already in a
should.
huge amount of trouble with the ethics committee, Tallahassee. But not only that, he's being deposed for federal court, and then based on his deposition, legal action is going to be taken against him as well, because he's been there in the court. He has illegally been texting LIEnette in the court, and this just gets better and better. This is the first time I saw it. I saw it as you just saw it. This is incredible.
And the name of the schoolhouse?
Used to be the ARC.
ARC?
Yes. He
Okay.
bought it.
So
I
it's the
bought
ARC.
Mr. Meeks because it's also happening to him.
And that your expectation is that he should be present at that time?
Yes, he's running it.
It doesn't. Why are you giving her advice? Go and serve him in
The
Ohio.
address that we have for Otter Creek is also a residence of his here?
Yes.
From time to time? Okay.
And I provided the one in Ohio too, in case they
Good
have to
evening,
try and
Terry.
serve
Good to
me.
see you. Linda Lazier. Good to see you.
So our
Glad
next
you could make it.
date subsequent to the October 21 date would be October 26. So almost every time we always meet on Wednesday, but that's a Thursday that week. So it'd be Thursday, October 26 at 1 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you're requesting, the court would grant a continuance of the order setting hearing to return on October 26 at 1 p.m. And then, Madam Clerk, we have the address of his residence in Otter Creek when he's there, but hasn't been there.
Oh.
If we could just make some note that the expectation he may be present.
Hey,
on
I'll hit that
October
like for
21.
me. I appreciate you. Appreciate you, Starzy.
Formerly known as ARC Schoolhouse, Highway
Our
23.
roof would have collapsed.
Give law enforcement some information that may be go on?
They know where it is. Yeah.
Okay.
They're aware.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Serve him in
I'll get
Ohio.
you here in order in just a moment. I'll see you on October 26th.
Okay.
And
Yeah, it's just scheduling a hearing.
so what? I know you want to be ready to resolve let me look right now. Actually,
He was offered a resolution through Ohio that we both would agree to not say anything about each other, but because I'm a paycheck to him, he said no.
You're
I
a
would
paycheck
have been
too?
absolutely for that. I don't want contact with him at all.
Except she still continues to do it to this day, even though there's
Yeah.
a civil protection order, even though
Yeah.
she's been found guilty of violating it. She still
whimper.
has not stopped.
so you're saying there was a discussion about a settlement offer type thing?
Yes, the
Okay.
judge offered it and he
So-
said no.
No, just have her stay away from me.
He'll be here in court, hopefully, after service, and we can have that discussion. It may be.
Yeah, poor me. Exactly, Kitty
Depending
K.
on, because I know you've
That's
got.
exactly what it is.
what
Poor
you're representing
me.
is, evidence. It may be that we are going to discuss, when he avails himself of the court process, what kind of time frame to get it scheduled for a trial date, rather than on a docket like this, and we might just set a time certain, a date certain to do that.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
But I'll see you on the 26th. I'll sign an order here in just a moment.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
thank you.
Oh my gosh. Bye. Bye,
Isn't
chicken
it
butt.
ironic that she's crying to Judge DeThomasis, saying that there was a resolution placed before him, and I would have taken it. I would have stopped it all, which she still hasn't stopped. But then she says Mark Feather tried to bribe her and pay her off to make all this go away in Florida. And then the judge slaps a temporary injunction on me, not based on what I've done, based on what she alleged somebody else did. If
Jeez.
that's not insanity, I don't know what is. I can't be any more clear. She deserves the exact same consequences of what she's alleged that I have done to her daughter. I will not stop until justice is served
Exactly.
and she stops destroying innocent people's lives.
Yeah, I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all. At all, Inez. It's just so much. This woman is sick. Like, really bad. All right, so now we'll move on to the second part. The second part of this one right here. So it does continue on. God, stop. Why is it doing that? There we go. Yeah, there is a second part to this. What is it? She actually said no first. Oh, now I know why she's wearing a mask, is to catch the non-existent tears. That's right. If you can't do watch duty from your computer, I know it's a phone app, and type in park fire. It should show you the areas affected by the fire. Okay. Show the third hearing. I don't know if I have the third hearing. She has started harassing other neighbors now, also the Hudson sisters and Travis. Yeah. She's that. She is that. Here we go.
I'll also tell you, sir, that when I left the courtroom here last time, within 10 minutes, a picture of me and Russell Meeks, who was with me, was on the internet on What the Hale's on that guy's channel. He had us followed. So I am being followed as well everywhere I go. Well, he did it to take away our rights to protect our child.
Judge Craig Thomas is having unethical, if not illegal, conversations with LIEnette before I
President
even
offered to
entered
Ohio.
into
She
Lee
said no
County
first.
in 2023. We're going to flash back to another legal hearing where I wasn't even present, and this judge continues to do immoral, unethical, illegal things in this courtroom.
Oh my gosh. So I believe this is the second one right here.
First up would be LIEnette Preston and Jeremy Hales, 38-2023 DR.
And she shows up by herself again.
afternoon, ma'am. If you could just announce your presence by stating your full name.
LIEnette Preston.
We're entering the courtroom for the third time before I've
Okay,
ever
this
been
is the third
served
time.
with the notice of any kind of injunction hearing
This is
in
the third
Florida,
time.
where the judge is going
Okay.
to undertake illegal conversations yet again with
I was
the
looking to
petitioner.
see.
Why is it illegal? Because the respondent and legal counsel isn't there. These conversations cannot, let me emphasize again, legally cannot happen in a courtroom with
He's
a
right.
judge and the petitioner without the respondent there.
You should be telling her
So we're
to get
back
service
again
and move on.
2023 DR416.
Exactly,
This
Donna.
was a petition
Exactly.
on 9/7. It came back to court on 9/13. At that time, we extended it through October 11. It was no service after 5 different attempts.
Correct.
5 different attempts to serve me, not a single one of them in Ohio. From the man who claims he can get any document to any place on the planet. 5 attempts, 5 failures, and not one attempt where I actually am and live and reside in Ohio.
Not a
Since
hard
that
thing to
time,
do.
we've
I have to serve
submitted,
people all the time.
through law enforcement to Ohio, which we believe to be an address. Additionally, we forwarded the information with, at the time we last came back to court, your belief that he might be in our jurisdiction, I believe on October 21.
Yeah, he didn't come.
Our
And,
and we does
still
not
have,
exist in this.
No proof of
Doesn't
being
matter.
served, in fact, multiple attempts. So that's really proof of non-service, but he's remains unserved, and
It needs to be, the only way that the sheriff's department there will take it is snail mail. So we just,
So, sweetheart, that is not true. That is absolutely not true. You can mail something next day if you need to. UPS receives things next day. It costs you, but you can send it there. You send it with a check. Some places it has to be a money order. I don't know how it is in Ohio, but all you have to do is, if you want to know how to serve somebody, it's really simple. Find out what county that you're wanting to serve them in. If you know the address, for example, in Ohio, you probably can figure out where that address is. You figure out the address, you put that information in, you figure out what county's in, you look up the county sheriff's department, and it'll tell you exactly what it costs, what they'll serve. Some of them charge mileage on there in addition, or some of them charge less than other places. Then you get a check. Some of them say check, some of them say money order, some of them won't receive checks. So you have to get a money order anyhow, and you take that and you mail it to them. Next day, it gets there. The sheriff gets it. Within a few days, they've served the person at their address. And if they can't get them because they're not there, then they'll come back a second time or a second day. Sometimes they'll do it up to 3 times before they say, yeah, we couldn't get service on them because either you gave us a bad address or they're dodging service. And then there's a remedy for that. You can do a notice by service of publication. I don't know if you can in one of these civil cases, but there's ways to get this handled. But she hasn't been attempting to serve him in Ohio. So that just doesn't fly. The judge should tell her that and move on with his damn day and be just like, you're done. Like if you can't get service on him, then how is he harassing you? If he's not there, how is he harassing you? I mean, make this make sense to me. Yeah, it won't matter if he has a long driveway and security gates, because a sheriff's department would show up there. They would hit the buzzer, and they would say that they need to speak with Jeremy Hales, that they got papers to serve him, and he could let him in if he wanted to or not. More than likely, Jeremy would have been, because I doubt Jeremy even knew that this was happening at the time. Or maybe he did. Doesn't matter. No buzzer. Well, there's ways. There are ways.
need to extend it again and mail it, and that's what they're gonna do. But I need to also ask, Your Honor, things have taken a huge step up with this.
Okay?
This man has accelerated to a point that it is getting terrifying for my family.
Wait a second. If he's not in Florida, how is he accelerating? Service to the judge prior to this hearing, that possibility. He wasn't even in Florida. He was in Ohio. That's what I'm saying, is you should be able to get to him in Ohio. You should be able to serve him in Ohio. And if he has a business there, you could have him served at his business. I mean, it's not hard to get someone served. You just have to do a little bit of work. You can also get a process server. Process servers tend to be a little on the weird side. They do things that sheriffs won't do. But you can still get them served. It's not hard. You might have to pay for it. She had the address and called the law enforcement. They told her how much it would cost, and she didn't want to pay the fees. That sounds about right, Robert Ward. Sounds about right. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right of someone like this. And how is Jeremy even a threat if he's not there? How can he be leaving Kansas Soup if he's not there? If he's not in Florida, if he's in Ohio, how can he be doing all of these things that she's claiming he's doing? How can he be doing anything against her if he's in a completely different state? Makes no sense to me whatsoever.
Get ready for the fake tears for words like perjury, fraudulent, and everything else. Now, LIEnette has actually posted publicly, like a fool. She has posted publicly that she can't physically cry, so that when these fake crying episodes happen, she just
sounds about right, Denise.
Right? Allegedly, in my opinion.
He's not the issue. She is the problem.
That she can't produce tears.
Well, we know this.
He not only took us to court in Ohio
So?
and perjured himself and lied and
Doesn't
tried
matter.
to get an order there on us, but
Apparently he did.
we're waiting on her decision right now.
So here's the thing: if there are
that's
new
the video she
developments
does
and
not
additional
see.
information, you have the ability to go. You can go to the clerk of court and file a supplemental petition. Basically, a supplemental petition alleges new information since. So
Yeah.
Can I please do that so that I can get this made into a temporary order? His cultists.
No, you
his
cannot get
people
it
posted
made
this
into a
yesterday
temporary
on my
order if
side
he's
baby,
not
and they said
there.
They're coming for her.
okay.
Keep in mind what's going on as you're seeing it right now happened before I ever stepped 1 foot in court. And Judge Craig DeThomas says, while he is acting as her attorney immorally, it completely and totally illegally
Advice by
right
the
now.
judge,
Should not
that's
even
right.
be having these conversations. He should have said, he has not been served, next case. That's it. That's all. And remember, she's holding this stuff up, and he's already dismissed all of it.
Yep.
None of it has been admitted as evidence.
That's right.
Because none of it is true.
Hang on. Let me take a
All of this.
look at what you got.
This is all in.
No, he shouldn't be
this
looking at any
CPS
of it.
that is involved with the governor.
Doesn't
The
matter.
governor is involved in my case because they won't stop.
It does
telling
not
CPS.
matter.
This is recent. Told them to send aluminum hats to me. They posted that they're
Tinfoil
coming.
hats, sweetheart.
Let me see. So
He should not be seeing any of this right now. He should not be seeing any of
This man
this.
ain't no joke, and
This might possibly be the truest statement she has ever uttered out of that filthy mouth. You mess with me, and I promise you, it's not going to be a happy day for you.
Exactly.
In court, the legal way.
Yep.
That's the appropriate way. You don't go on Facebook and start posting you're going to pop a cap in people's backside. You don't go on Facebook and say that you've got pictures of your appendage in a female's mouth. You don't go on Facebook talking about how I purchased property for radical. You could fill in the blanks there. There's so many things. You don't go post signs all over town saying that I'm a child rapist.
Nope.
You don't do the things she's done. Isn't it amazing how she can turn the tears on in front of the judge? And yet every other video, when she doesn't know it's going to be broadcasted online with the police, she's screaming and yelling and toxic to everyone.
5 or 6 other people went to the sheriff's department
There are the
yesterday,
lawyers in
all
court are
asking for
biting their
protection
tongues.
from him. And they're supposed to be
Yeah.
coming to make orders. The deputy told them that
If this statement is true, which we have no proof yet, but now here she does. She gives me that softball underhand, and I can hit it out of the park. Now we're going to do the information request and find out if this is even true, 5 or 6. So if it is true, I doubt it was 5 or 6. I bet it was John Crook. That ain't never going to happen. Russ the Sus, Don the Con, because they don't want me uncovering any more corruption in Otter Creek.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Beckett.
You could, hang on, we got to get this. I'm not going to take these into evidence if you can. So here's the thing. If people are making complaints.
Yeah,
to
she's a professional
agencies
con artist.
that they're
Absolutely,
He's
investigating-
Robert.
asking them to on his videos
Okay. so-
outwardly. He's not hiding it. That's the problem. He's
Right,
being
so you want to stop him from reporting things to different investigating agencies. That's their.
So she's watching
that's their
him.
job. That's what they do.
No,
She's
I want him
stalking
to
him.
Stop harassing me and harassing my family.
Okay,
This
so-
is
Hang on a
So she
second.
basically say,
We're
if
not-
you're going to
we're not
represent
adjudicating
yourself, you need to be
I
able to
know.
know how to do all these
Simple
things.
premise of due process, which is both parties have to have an
Yes.
opportunity to be heard. And before you get an opportunity to be heard, you have to have proof that someone's been noticed. So if he's been noticed to be here.
Oh, now he
he's not,
decides to
he
practice
chooses
the
not to
law.
Be here, that's a default.
No, it's not.
And so here's the issue. What you're alleging mostly thus far is it's stalking generally, but it's cyber stalking, that type of stalking.
an oath.
So defamation of character, saying horrible things, uncivil things,
Oh,
rude
Jesus.
things, unwanted,
I don't care
unnecessary.
about that.
That may be
Well,
actionable.
there you
in
go.
another
That's what she
courtroom
said.
where you
Don't
sue
care about
somebody for
that.
Doing those things, and maybe you can get an injunction to stop them from doing those things because they're
Uh-huh.
costing you money or damaging you or your reputation. That's different than this court.
Right.
So I'll read.
So
you-
get it there.
there's
But you can't.
cases out there. Actually, there's probably one case really. The cyber stalking statute.
Everybody ready for some Bud Love? Because we know John Crook is.
Oh,
2021 was amended to include potentially actions like you're bringing to the court. Okay? And I can tell you, up until then, posting to social media about some person was very rarely, if ever, upheld as actionable under the injunction
different
statute
case,
that's in this
different
book.
story.
The information had to be directed at a person. That was considered to be indirect, and they've changed that language to say to engage in a course of conduct, to communicate, or to cause to be communicated.
Why are you telling
whether
her this?
Directly or indirectly. And then it says directed at, or, this is the new language, pertaining to a specific
Yeah.
person. And the only case.
Well
I could find is
overstepped his
Grover versus
bounds.
Harris, 332 Southern 3rd, 1079, Second District Court of Appeals.
He let Crook down. It wasn't Bud Love.
Yes.
Now let's be clear on this statute
Absolutely, Roy.
change. Direct. Okay, so nothing I post online is directed
Yes,
towards
it
anybody.
all is. That's all it is
me
is a temper
talking to
tantrum.
Camera, and then
It's
it gets
just a
uploaded.
temper
For
tantrum.
anybody to see it, they must log in, they must click on it, they must view it. It's not directed towards
Yep,
anybody.
exactly.
I have no control over who views it.
Uh-huh.
Number two, to cause indirect contact. From the very beginning, as over a year, we patiently waited for these freaks to stop. They received a cease and desist. They escalated. Then I broadcasted the story of my life, which they have stalked me. And from the very beginning, I have always stated, never, ever contact anyone.
Wow. Again, reiterated. Because I agree, and I've said this before whenever I've had people come in here and go, oh, well, you know, blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, listen to what he says. Do not contact anyone. He is absolutely right in this. Do not contact anyone. Do not call anyone. Don't harass them. Don't aggravate them. Don't do anything to them. If you see him walking down the street, don't even look twice at him or let him cross your mind. Go, oh, I know who that is, and move on with your day. As soon as you confront them, it just leads them down a freaking rabbit hole. And yes, you're going to have the trolls out there that do that, but this makes it more difficult for Jeremy to get his case or even seen or put out across anywhere. And this is why he said, don't. Just please don't. He's saying no. No, it doesn't help him out any, because then she just gets more and more worked up. He just wants to be left alone. Like, stay away. Like, imagine that this had been going on for a year before, he's writing cease and desist letters to her, like, stop, now, stop, until it got to the point where he's like, I've got to do something about this. I've got to do something about it, because she's escalated it to the point where they're pulling firearms out on me, and I am not feeling comfortable, and it's time to do something about this. Yeah. Fortunately, he made the mistake by saying something online, and of course, she being the stalker that she is, knew what was coming. Wonderful.
You can go all the way back in the history.
Yes, that's exactly what he always says.
I've said never, ever contact anyone. What's going on here is freedom of speech, protected constitutional speech. If she don't like it, she don't have to watch. Just like anybody else out there who's a mature adult.
Yep.
In a very lengthy opinion, interpreting that new statute, applied it to a situation where somebody, in this case, it was a radio DJ,
different case,
inviting his listeners to go out and take action against a particular person.
Completely different. Completely different. If I had told someone to, what my address was and come by and visit me, I can't be mad that you come by and visit me, because I would be inviting it. Now, if I tell you that I don't like my neighbor and here's their address and go harass them, that right there would get me in trouble. He said, this is my neighbor. This is the issues that are going on. This is the bad stuff that's happening. And I just want to show you the ridiculousness of it, because I've had to record it for my own damn safety. Oh my God. DeSantis, whatever, Monaco Pizza, whatever your freaking name is, DeSanctimonious, whatever this guy's name is, he's a dimwit. The judge tried to use Bud Love against Jeremy Hales. Yeah. We'll go over some of the Bud Love stuff here in a bit.
Let's see what I've said from the very beginning.
So many of you all over the world are sitting there going, is this place real? Can these people be real? It's 100% the reality of what happens in our life on a daily basis. And many of you are coming to see us this week in Otter Creek for our half meal time to grill. I know hundreds, if not thousands of you are going to be touring Otter Creek. Number one, be respectful. Number two, be peaceful. Don't do anything foolish. Allow me to care for these issues the appropriate and the legal way.
Again,
they want peace and they want quiet. Now, there are people who have created not peace, war, and that would be Russell, that would be Mary, that would be Laura, and that would be LIEnette, and that would be John Crook. And I'm doing everything I can to take care of that legally. And I understand that you guys are very protective of us, and you want to help, and we get that. You want to help. On a community
buy his tortoises.
You can go to park at the schoolhouse. But my condition is going to be nobody goes to the turd sanctuary.
Same thing as I said as you guys were in town for the half meal time to grill. Be respectful. Don't retaliate. Let me handle everything the right legal way. It is real, 100%. There are people who go, this can't be real. Jeremy hired these people as actors. I can't make this stuff up, guys. I cannot make this
Welcome
stuff
to
up.
Florida.
If you come into Otter Creek, and I've said this before, leave
the locals alone.
Yeah.
Period.
Rule number one when you come to Otter Creek: do not drink the water.
Yeah.
But love the people, and those who are unlovable.
And thank you so
They
much.
they put themselves in that position.
Nice.
They put themselves in that position, and then they
Love
want to
by
cry.
Lucy
Then they
tomorrow.
want to cry.
I love her
victim.
boxing glove. That's
I'm a
awesome.
victim
She's so
because of your
sweet.
show. I'm a victim
I
because
really
of your
hate
camera.
this. Thank you.
No, you're held accountable for the illegal things that you are doing. It's called accountability.
The rest of the town, you can drive through it. You can
George is
view
so
it,
sweet.
but
I
leave
enjoy her.
the
Thanks, Marie.
local alone.
Yes.
Even if you have the greatest intent,
The Hulk hand,
locals
yes.
don't need any more exposure. George and I don't want to be filming it. You've already seen we're not filming paying our water bill anymore. There's no more issue. The issues
Right.
are corrected. There's going to be a point. We don't film town hall meetings anymore.
Right.
The issues are being corrected. Once the lawsuit is all over, once everything is done, we just want to hide in the woods. That's it.
That's it.
And so
These are
you've got
videos.
similar, I hear what you're saying, you've got similar kinds of accusations or allegations.
Well, here's the thing, and I get this because I was talking to another streamer that was like, oh yeah, I know who these guys are. They did these coin pusher things, and that's what they were doing. That's where, because I thought it was pretty interesting, and I enjoy watching the coin pusher stuff, and I thought it was pretty damn cool. So that's how I got to know them. That it interested me. A lot of people know them from doing their storage, finds, and you can see how badly it's affecting George. Noticing she's got gray hairs. Well, yeah, it's me too. It happens. It's your 6-year anniversary on the 27th, and how many years have they been dealing with these crazies? Ever since. Not too long after they got to Florida. Not too long after that. But yeah, so I mean, it's amazing to me that they're not known for. I mean, they've become known for this because it is something that needs to be shown. But as soon as they're done with these two, as soon as these two leave them alone, there's nothing else. The story goes. There's nothing to talk about. It's really easy to say I don't care anymore and move on because there is no story. And the fact that they keep coming at the Hales, it just shows that how bad they are stalking. Yeah, Rabbi was the first. It's just like, and I have a blessing box with a sign saying, "Take what you need, leave what you don't." The situation that contributed to John getting arrested. Starting off with storage units, then storage units. Well, but see, that's where he knew them from. That's what I'm saying. He started watching them whenever they were doing the coin pusher stuff. And Jeremy is about making money. This doesn't pay to do. The Hale stuff doesn't pay for him at all. That's not a good paycheck. I mean, some of his coin pusher and his storage videos have more views than any single one of what the Hale stuff. Has more views, makes him more money than any of the what the Hale stuff. I mean, this part here with Otter Creek. Oh yeah, I saw that earlier. It's like how they got their start. That one's pretty cool. When you have two in the pipe, Russ in the sus. Yeah. Like, I mean, I can go through and pull up all of the videos that they have from Otter Creek. And, they have a few thousand views on it. Maybe tens of thousands of views on those. But then you pull up the stuff from like the Storage Wars, and it's millions of views. It's crazy. You must admit, love Jeremy's enthusiasm and sparkle when they have a great find in a storage unit. Exactly. And the way they give back to the community is just amazing too. I mean, like, I'm sitting there going, this is pretty awesome. I mean, is Jeremy a saint? Oh God, I hope not. I mean, because that would just be, then I wouldn't believe it. Then I would have no faith in that whatsoever. But I don't think he's ever claimed to be a saint. We all have flaws. Yeah, Jeremy gives a lot of money, items away to people in need, sentimental value. Just look at all the Christmas in the Creek. Exactly. I mean, it's see, it's amazing to me because YouTube doesn't pay me anything. I mean, well, yeah, I guess I get some sort of stuff off of being monetized, but it really doesn't pay. My day job is what pays me. Like the work that I do throughout the day, because I bill by the hour. That's how I make money for our family. That's my paycheck. The YouTube stuff I do out of fun because I enjoy it. I like stories like this, and of course I like chat because I am actually a real big recluse. I don't go out much. I have a lot of friends and we hang out, but I spend a lot of time at home anyway. I'm a pretty solitary person, so it's weird for me. This has helped me out a lot to be able to speak and to talk to people and get to know people from all over the world, which is amazing to me. And you met both George and Jeremy in person, since genuine sincerity and kind people. Yes, and that's the thing. It restores your faith in people. Meeting people like Jeremy, meeting people like Steve Gosney, meeting people like the expert, meeting people like MG Law. These people are genuine good people. It's Audio Coffee. That was hilarious. Shows up with a truckload of microwave and gives them away, and the cops are called for the traffic jam. Yeah, those do happen. Your landlord had a couple of people in your community have made you an introvert by harassment. Yeah, and see here we have one of those. It's like a Facebook kind of thing, that Nextdoor app or whatever the hell it is. I deleted it. I removed myself from it because it was so toxic. Like people just attacking one another. Oh, your dog did something in my yard and you didn't pick up every single little artifact or some crap. I don't know. Just weird, picky stuff. It's like, oh, Jesus Louise. Yeah. Everyone else is like that too. Yeah. But this is fun. It helps break me out of my shell. I don't go out much, can't deal with these idiot drivers around here. Oh, I'm with you on that, Emma's girl. Absolutely.
And if there are additional items or
then you file a supplemental.
facts that can be alleged since you filed the initial petition, you need to file a supplemental petition.
Yeah, because they have to be able to respond to it.
But a judge will review the new allegations and determine. Right now, you've met the standard to get a hearing, but not a hearing while there's a temporary injunction in place until we get to the hearing. And typically, there's some other reasons, but the main reason why there's a hearing scheduled without a temporary injunction is on the issue of imminent risk, okay? Which that rule was changed in about 1997, which it's not about possible risk of harm. It's not, I believe, subjectively that it's possible, but it's objectively whether that risk of harm is imminent. And so a hearing without the temporary injunction.
You have idiot Ruggy next door neighbors and just general idiots.
To address that element of there being imminent risk.
From the judge's mouth himself, lack of evidence, no
I
evidence.
believe
And
he has
no
been,
temporary injunction
Jenny
on
B.
me
I think he already has been.
Until LIEnette files supplemental and states that Mark Feather tries to pay her off. Not something I did. And frankly, not something Mark did. And then Judge Craig DeThomas puts a temporary injunction on me, not based on me, based on her lies.
If things have changed that have brought it to that level, you could supplement the petition. It'll come to the court's attention.
Yeah.
It's
That's
not-
right.
It's going more and more and more to where I'm in counseling. I can't take it anymore.
I can't take it anymore.
They
That doesn't, this is, how does this bear any relevance on this case whatsoever? You're saying you can't go out anymore. You're saying you can't deal with this anymore. Where is he at? He's in Ohio. How does him being in Ohio harass you? Especially when he's not calling anybody to do anything to her or harass her. He's speaking out against her. Can't stand her whiny voice anymore. I know that. That's why I'm breaking in there, because her whiny voice gets annoying to me also. We haven't heard from the First Circuit yet with their decision, but LIEnette's lawyer submitted the wrong case law trying to keep Judge Grudge. Yeah. She walked down a dangerous highway with a 5-year-old in diapers. I know. A 5-year-old. 5-year-old still in diapers. In the heat of Florida. I mean, if I went outside right now, and I'm in Georgia, I go outside right now, I'm sweating like a lot. And it might be because I got a little bit of chunk on me, but not that much. It's pretty warm right now. It's supposed to be cool this weekend, which I've got to build something to. I'll show you guys. Here, give me a second. I will give you an idea of what I'm working on. Here, check this out. So this is just a piece of it. This right here is acacia. Okay, so that right there. And what I'm building is I'm building this neat little piece for the dog. So it's going to have a top on it. It's going to have an opening, has a dog bed in there because my dog gets freaked out in storms. And he usually cowers under the desk. So I'm building him some place that he can go into and sort of hide out whenever we have storms. Like his own little dog house inside the house. And I'm going to use the acacia top so I can put things on it. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. That's what I'm working on this weekend. Probably take me, I don't know, about 20 minutes to cut it and about, an hour to put together. Acacia wood is beautiful. Yeah, this is thick acacia too. It's 2 inches thick, 2-inch thick acacia. It used to be my tabletop. I had a tabletop that was made out of acacia, a desk that was mounted to the wall. And so I replaced it with this standing desk that I've got now, and would be much too small for this. And so that particular piece I cut in half for my wife. She's got like one of those little she sheds. You can look at some of my older videos, some of my videos of our shed. I don't know if I've got any of the inside in there, but I cut it for a tabletop for her that she uses over a toolbox. It's an old toolbox that I've had for years that I threw like a bunch of like really inexpensive tools in for. And so she's got a place that she can go out and she can do all of her gardening and stuff like that. It's pretty awesome. But that extra piece that I've got is what I'm using for the top for that piece. I'll probably put a charge port on top of it, like a charge pad, so you can just set a phone on top of it and it'll charge, and have it sitting over in the corner. I've got this chair over in the corner, and it needs like a little side table, so it's for the pup to be able to crawl up in there and so he can chill. But yeah, it's that's my plans for tomorrow. Start doing that. Now, CJ, I don't know. I don't know anything about that. And if he is, well, that's on him. I try to stay out of that stuff. Seriously. I don't know whether he's doing what he's doing, and if he is, well, that would be a bad idea. That's all I know. That would just be a bad idea. But that's up to him. That's his decision to make, not mine. I can't make anybody do anything. Used to love woodworking. You're right. There's no smell nicer than freshly cut wood. Now, acacia, One of the woods I don't like smelling whenever it's cut is ipe. That one I don't like cutting because it smells so bad. It smells so damn bad. See, I don't know who Bruce is. But like I said, I don't pay attention to what other people are doing. And if they are, well, guess what? That they become the story. Yeah, they become the story. And I don't want to be part of the story. That makes sense? I'm not about becoming part of the story. I have no desire to become famous like that. Yeah, I'm no drama. I don't want to be part of the story. I like talking about the story. I don't want to be part of it. That makes sense? It was like I would much rather be making money than become famous. Trust me on that. I've done the fame thing, and it's a lot. Brought yourself a miter saw. The next purchase will be a bandsaw. I mean, I've got a miter saw. I've got a table saw. I got a really nice table saw for 1 year. You should install a porta crapper in there. Your dog will love you forever. Well, I mean, anybody can build an outhouse, and it's easy to take care of an outhouse too, if you're wanting to keep the smell down. Because my grandparents had an outhouse. All you have to do is just keep it covered with ash that keeps down the smell. Hey, how you doing, Yamaha? Yeah, I should. I could do something like that, but see, I don't know if she has enough. I don't know what it would be. Oh, when she lied on TV 20 News, yeah. Some lime, that's all. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I don't know if anybody has mentioned this, but I think Jeremy has said he was filing a new lawsuit this last Monday. I've been waiting to see what it pertains to. Ooh, that would be interesting. Not my bowl of monkeys. I got enough to deal with. Yes. It is crazy.
Gave him a temporary order, an ex parte order. We weren't even there, and he said we did things we never did. So he got it on nothing.
Where'd the counseling bit come from? Well, George actually shared in Ohio court, which was just a week or two before this, that she was in counseling because of all of it. And LIEnette, who loves to just copy everything we do, is now throwing it in as well. Where'd all those tears go? They're gone all of a sudden. Huh. Interesting.
And that happens with her and Laurel Owens both.
Her medical records to prove whether she's telling the truth or not.
Exactly.
I don't know how Ohio works, but I can tell you how it works here, and it probably works there the same way. When a court receives a petition, okay, we get the petition.
Ooh. So, see the guy that turns burl wood bowls? One of my wife's girlfriend's friends is married to a very, very famous wood turner. His father, and it's part of his family. It's the way that they treat the wood is what has made them so famous. Has his stuff in the Smithsonian. I'll show you guys some work that my wife's grandfather did. I'll show you some of that. And then I'll tell you a little story about it. But give me a second. I'll continue on with this, and then I'll grab one of those pieces really quick.
Call it the four corners of the document. We hold that piece of paper up, and we have to, as a matter of law, you can talk to your state legislators. If you don't like this law, they write the law. We follow it through.
It's not you. I know it's not you.
The law simply says we have to accept everything in that document within those four corners of that piece of paper as true. If those things are true, is it sufficient to meet the statutory criteria to grant the temporary injunction or to set a hearing or deny it because it does not?
The law also states he must take our Ohio civil protection orders and, under good faith, he must enforce them. In other words, grant Florida protection orders, which he denied and then sealed.
That's right. That's funny. She chased down that Channel 20 reporter, insisted on being interviewed. She had already turned Crook into LCSO and gave them the gun that they hid from the cops. Yeah, he does. No, okay, so check this out. Okay, here I'll bring it up so you can sort of see here. So this piece right here, you see it's got all of this beautiful work done to it. It does have a piece missing out of the side, but that was just a knot or something. I don't know because I didn't build this. I didn't make this. But this piece right here was work that my wife's grandfather did. Now, you go, oh, that's not really that impressive. He did probably 50 or 60 of them. But keep this in mind. He was 70 years old and had macular degeneration, which means that he was blind. At the time that he turned this, he only had about 2% of his eyesight left. He was learning to read Braille, and so he turned this. A blind man turned this, so that's why it's impressive to me. And she's probably got about 15 or 20 of his pieces in various places in the house. This was just the one that was closest to where I'm at. Her brother, my brother-in-law, has the rest of them. Hold it back up. Yeah, I can hold it up. See, nice piece of wood. It's got wormholes in it and all kinds of stuff. But he was doing this to keep his mind occupied and give him something to do in his old age. Yeah. Very nice piece. Yeah, it was that's why I'm impressed with what he did and with no eyesight. I mean, come on. He did it by feel. He would turn the piece and he would feel it and touch it and make sure that everything was smooth, and then he would turn it a little bit more and sand it, turn it, make it out to be a nice piece. So yeah, that has sentimental meaning more than anything. So just say she could lie on the paperwork and he had to accept as true. Well, let's find out. I'll back it up just a little bit and we will find out exactly what he said. There we go. Backed it up just a little bit and there we go. Oop, damn it. Nope, damn it. There we go.
He must enforce them. In other words, grant Florida protection orders, which he denied and then sealed.
Then when you come to hearing, the hearing
nice,
to decide, are those things true? And are they true to the level of what we call competent substantial evidence? So
he did it to
that
take
could have
away our
happened in
rights.
Ohio, where, quite frankly, the system is set up where somebody who lies.
And he did it retaliatory.
Whoa. He's telling her that the system is set up that if somebody lies, that they can get away with it? Huh. No, the system is set up to protect it, that you should be able to show proof of what you're stating. From what I understand, Jeremy showed up with plenty of proof, and she showed up with a bunch of trash. Guessworks. Judge is sucking it all in. Yeah. And not as much as she does. Oof. You got a few bits of homemade items you made over the years. Biggest piece, half a Wendy house, and ended up at a local infant school. Nice. In Ohio, according to him. Oh, just Ohio. So Ohio's is crooked. Uh-huh.
You
So
probably
that
don't
they
know
would
about
take
it as
away
a
our
judge until you get to the hearing.
right.
Here, I'll if you want to know who this person is I was talking about, that not my wife's grandfather, but the person that does phenomenal woodworking. I'll show you. Give me just a second. Okay. That's right. Multhrop. If you want to know about those people, the buddy of ours, it is, and I'm not a big wood turner. I wish I was. That would be awesome if I was. I'm gonna paste this in there. This guy has been doing this for a long time, a very long time. Probably one of the chillest people that I've ever met. And it's been in the family for generations. But that right there is who they are. And if you ever get a chance to get one of his pieces that he's done, we're not talking, that you're going to pick it up for $10, $15. If you get a piece of his work, I'm trying to think what one of my friends paid for something that was about the size of this right here. It was this little bitty 3D printed bowl thing, this tiny little thing that, fits in your hand. I think they paid something like $150 for a piece that he turned. It is amazing work, though. Absolutely amazing work. So if you see any work done by the Multhrops, you'll see his dad's work. He may even have some of his in the Smithsonian. Like they're impressive, absolutely impressive. Like there's a talent there that has been passed down from generation to generation.
Did you just hear this, man? Telling her that the system is set up and rigged so if somebody lies, they can get what they want. Wink, wink, LIEnette, queen of all lies.
Well, he did it to take away our rights to protect our child.
No.
So now, if this order was to come through and be domesticated and whatever,
domesticated,
then here we sit being threatened with AK-47s, great grenade launchers, tanks, you name it.
What?
We're getting all this from him.
So
he's so bold that he's saying it out loud.
I need to review that in writing in a supplemental petition if you want.
Yeah.
I will. I'll put it all out there. I'll get it today and I'll fill it out.
So here's the other issue that we're still not going to get past, which is
another BS claim. I imagine so.
Temporary injunction. The hearing has to be scheduled within 15 days.
Right.
The court loses jurisdiction unless there's good cause to extend it beyond.
We did a
15
Zoom
days.
hearing with them. Can't they do it?
What I'm saying is
you have to
supplemental
serve them.
petition. If it rises to the level of a temporary injunction, we'll be back into court less than 15 days.
You have to
And
serve
at that
them.
point, we're going to have the same issue. Which
Toy
is
models
that
he found
person
in
who's
storage
claiming that
units.
code
Oh
has
my
already been
God,
served.
Susan.
If they've been served and they violate the injunction, that's a crime, and it's contemptuous of a court order. So there's remedies for that. But unless and until that person's served, that injunction is floating out there till they're served,
Right.
and then you can hold them accountable to it.
Oh yeah. So she's saying that they went to Egypt to recruit. I don't believe that for a bit. Yeah, I'm sure he did. That sounds like something he would have done. I must have missed that episode. Oh, I'm so glad that I got this damn update to my computer. That was a sneeze. Woo, that was loud. Oh, that would have blown your eardrums out. Oh, man. They're all Christian faith. I know. That's why it's so insane. You would have asked the judge to recuse immediately in the first hearing just based on this. Here's the thing. They didn't know about this. That more than likely they had no idea that she was having ex parte communications with him. He found a cannon in a unit about 15 inches and said he could use it. Yeah, you can. My mother shook windows when she sneezed. Oof. So here's the thing. It is not illegal in any way, shape, or form to own a tank. It's not illegal at all to own a cannon. It's not illegal to own a musket. It's not illegal to own any sort of weapon. Now, you might have to have it registered. Like if you've got a fully automatic machine gun, you have to have a license to be able to own that. Unless it's something that was passed down before 1950 something, I think it was 50, in the 50s. They passed a law where stuff, because World War II weapons that made their way to the United States, if you wanted to keep it and not have it destroyed, then you had to register it and you had to disable the weapon. But then you had to get a special license where you could re-enable it. Free John Cooks. Jeez, shame on you, Lefty. That's what LIEnette says whenever Jeremy said as a joke he would have all the family line up. Oh, that's... Yeah, I mean, if someone was threatening me, then yeah. We were raising George from Egypt, and they collect backpacks for the children in Egypt and also school supplies. That cannon was a kid's toy, of course. But I'm just saying, in real life, it's you can own a tank. Yeah.
So,
Well, we're not the only ones that are terrified.
so
So it's not just.
So then they
that
need to,
goes,
if there's,
at least I'm not aware of any.
sweetheart, if somebody else is terrified, they need to file. That it's easy. It's easy. If somebody else is terrified, they file. It's not your job.
Anyone else seeking injunctive relief or raising any issues, but if I do, I have to independently, or one of my
Right.
colleagues has to independently evaluate those petitions.
Well, they were led the wrong way yesterday, and I told them that they needed to do it, and they were told, they're afraid. They're afraid to be his targets. They're afraid to go through what my family is going through. I mean,
Then they need to
taken
file.
away. We had a contract with Winn-Dixie for our tourist rescue to get all of their garbage.
That right there was not. That was not what she was doing with it. That she was taking food, and somebody lost their job over that. She was taking food from this place. Now, she might have had something that was worked out, but she was also taking food and giving it to people, like expired food. I don't know about any contract that she had with Winn-Dixie, because that's not something that Winn-Dixie would do. Yeah, that was a lie. No contract. See. This is why I'm so glad I'm not in this position, because I would be a harsh son of a buck, feeding it to drug addicts that were staying on her property. Yeah, and if they get sick, then they turn around. They could sue Winn-Dixie for selling them bad food. Yeah, that'll get you fired. The fake writing really pisses you off. I bet it does.
And he went to Winn-Dixie and lied to them and told them that I was feeding it to the homeless and throwing it on some road in Otter Creek. It ended.
So-
It doesn't stop. It's every day.
Want to do some debunking, even though I have this shirt on? All right.
Yeah, you're on a food pantry and have contracts for day-old produce and bread. Yeah. I mean, now, see, in my wife and I were in England, and we found this out while we were, because we were in London. We landed in London. We were there, like, I think 7 days. I didn't enjoy it. Too many people. But I did learn quite a bit. You know, I got to see some pretty cool stuff. I enjoyed getting outside and seeing the countryside much more. It was much more of an enjoyable experience being in London, being in England for that. But we were in London, and walking down the street, and these, you know, shops are all closed up, and there's, you know, there'll be like what you'd find equivalent to like a Subway here. You know, they would make sandwiches, and you'd walk by there, and there would not be anything on the shelves. Like the shelves were empty, and somebody told us, now they could have been lying, but they told us that at the end of the day, if they haven't sold off that food, they give it away to the homeless. I'm like, wow. So they basically have fresh sandwiches every day. This is why whenever you go to a place like the UK or a lot of the European countries, France, Germany, wherever it is, that you can get food that is, it has a different flavor to it. And once you get used to it, you come back to the United States and you get something just as simple as like a McDonald's burger, and the bun is too sweet, the meat is too salty, and you just you get really sick. That's why you live near Manchester. Up north. Yeah, they give out about 300 a day bags a month in a small town in West Virginia. Yeah. They shop daily too. Exactly. So I mean, it's a lot different there. I mean, so you know, whenever I say like, you know, you give away food that's expired in the States, it's probably well past expired. LP says it stated that YouTube Town was bringing too many people driving down the road because she wanted the child to chalk in the road. Exactly. Love the food in Germany. See? That's what I'm saying. Is you get out of the United States and you'd be surprised how different it is. Yeah, they also have some very strict laws. Yeah. Yeah. Our laws are a little bit weird. YouTube Town is bringing too many people driving the road because you want the child to chalk in the road. No. If you want your child to chalk on something, get her some damn chalkboard. I mean, that child has a gated little playpen that she can play in, so keep her there. Not chock full of chemicals. Yes. Yeah, the chemicals are there to preserve the food. You don't miss the salt content of USA foods. No, it's insane. Like I had the hardest time coming back and eating the food that I was used to eating, and even like fresh produce. It was like something's not right with this. It doesn't taste right. It's missing something. German wife had a burger when I got back from Europe. Yeah, it burnt inside of your mouth, and it was awful. Absolutely.
She starts saying there were 5 or 6 others who are getting injunctions against me as well. Now, all of a sudden, now they were all led astray. No, now they're terrified. Hold a second. It's LIEnette and Crook that have said that nobody's scared of me, that they literally say I am the biggest, and you can insert the vulgar P word there, in all of Levy County. As a matter of fact, they even created a page, The Coward of Levy County, meaning me. Okay. Now, let's go to Winn-Dixie.
Yep.
So, Andrew, one of the rug addicts that have been on the property that we know of, documented 7 so far, was illegally giving them garbage, which wasn't garbage, it was food, but then they were dumping the garbage when CPS was coming on the property. The manager will be in court to testify because there is no contract. There never was a contract. It's a rug addict giving out illegal, stolen food from Winn-Dixie to thieves in Otter Creek.
If that's, again, there, you may want to seek legal advice as well, because there could be civil actions that can be taken that are not necessarily in this courtroom.
We need a protection order.
And
then go file for a protection order, completely different.
Well, emotional
Not
harm,
here.
It's a civil action. Intentional interference with the business
Why are you
contract,
talking,
that's
Judge?
a civil action.
Send
There are
her
all
on her
kinds of
way.
different kinds
Right.
matters out there that could be addressed in places other than this. But in this, if you're protecting yourself from, I don't know if you've read the entire statute. It's
I have.
cited in my
She has
order,
not.
usually. Or actually, when there's a hearing without an injunction rather than a denial. If there's a denial, you'll get a denial.
She may have read the entire statute, but she didn't understand it. This woman does not know what reality is. Well, and this is the problem with a lot of people that tend to read law. They misread it. They misinterpret it. I'm constantly turning to my wife whenever she's like, I'll read something. I'm like, I'm not understanding this. Can you explain it to me? I mean, she went to law school for a reason. Why not use it? We're spoiled here. Yeah, we are pretty spoiled here. Wholesale, open to the public and in date food drinks are cheaper than in the supermarkets. Absolutely. No, so this is bad because he's trying to get her to do something that she shouldn't be doing. She needs to go hire herself an attorney if she wants an attorney, or he can represent her and he can step down as a judge and not represent her as a judge. That's not his job. CPS was coming the next day. Crook cleans up the garbage and dirty diapers and throws it all in on Dead Dog Road. Oh, good Lord. Jeez Louise.
Also, if you file a supplement, you're going to get either an order of a temporary injunction, it's going to remain on this court, or you're going to get an order of denial that, if denied, it'll be with specificity. And we'll have this particular statute and the subsection of the statute.
Yeah, it should be
for which
denied.
there's insufficient evidence.
Okay.
You're entitled to that, and
Do you accept,
I'm the one that usually writes it.
do my witnesses, can they write down what's happening to them so that?
They have to pursue their own.
Exactly.
Yeah, but can they?
Yeah,
be
they have to
witnesses
pursue their
for
own.
me at what they've
They can
seen
be
him do to
witnesses for
me?
you can be witness for them.
And we actually had a day in court
Yeah.
where we were both there legally, not this illegal conversation
None was
that's
there.
happening. The only person that showed up, Russ the Sus. And when asked what he's doing there, it was just moral support. And he was texting LIEnette the entire time. Yeah, you better believe that's coming up in court as well.
But their case is independent.
Right, I know.
The question before the court is whether you, as the petitioner, have a
Yeah,
case
180,000
against that
later.
respondent. If
No, I
they have
know.
cases,
Rough.
They got to bring their own case.
Right, I'm just saying, can witnesses write letters? Or it's just gotta be in person?
Once it comes to the.
No, they have to be in
adjudicatory
person.
hearing,
Right.
It's got to be in person.
Okay.
There's exceptions to that.
No.
That-
No, there's no
there's an
exceptions.
entire evidence code that's about this thick that.
Yeah,
will-
you have to meet the.
There's like everything in law, well, most everything in law, there's rules, there's laws.
And he's breaking
there's
so many of
exceptions
them.
to those.
Okay.
So
And those are not
typically,
exceptional.
a piece of paper
The laws that he's
written by
breaking.
Somebody outside of court that's not present in the court, subject to being cross-examined, is hearsay.
After Judge Grudge shared this info with her, she still submitted these letters of recommendation
Yep.
as evidence, as witnesses in court when I was actually in court, which she threw all out from individuals she's never met in her life, save one, an individual that gives popcorn to Harley at the Chiefland Farmers Market, the flea market. He knows nothing. Nothing. He's witnessed nothing
Yes, he is.
except her putrid lies pussing
Too much
out of
advise
that
it.
mouth.
Okay,
But there's dozens of exceptions to that rule.
all right.
But I can't give you advice, I can just give you that
I'll
information,
just,
and
if they write letters of support or whatever, I'll send them. If you don't accept them, you don't.
yeah,
No.
I can't- I could tell you that.
No.
That's just hearsay.
Okay,
It is. That's all it is.
all right.
There's and again, I could tell you there's exceptions to that rule. You can,
So can we reset this to get
So-
him served or whatever? What can we do?
the issue would
Go
be,
get him
you
served. Why
mentioned
is she
something
asking
about
we?
why
Like
you
he's
believe-
in on
have reason
this.
to believe that he might be served.
Oh,
if
Jesus.
submitted
He
again
is
to a mailing
So
address.
culpable.
Yeah, they said, the sheriff's
they?
department said that the only way that they'll do it is by mail, so we have to mail it to them. The clerk of court here, I talked to them and they said they talked to them and they had to be
Damn, that's
mailed.
awesome, Miss Louder. I'm surprised the clerk hasn't stepped in and said, Judge, you're stepping way over your bounds.
And then our sheriff's office, I guess, sent his paperwork over to the Nellis where we at, and there they wrote us back that, so I'm not sure that's two different places.
Yeah, so there's a county police.
90
and then
turkeys
there's the
challenging?
city
Oh,
police.
yeah.
The city police appears to be, from this email, that they've made attempts to serve him. It sounds like the county police are asking for it in
Yeah, she tried to submit him.
but they're
Exactly.
also asking for a fee to be paid. The state of Florida, we don't charge fees to petitioners seeking injunctive relief. I don't know what they do there.
I find it odd that the man who says he can get documents anywhere on the planet doesn't know how they do things in Ohio, and for some reason, for months upon months, can't get a simple piece of paper in my hands.
I'll also tell you, sir, that when I left the courtroom here
Yeah.
last time, within
It
10
has to be
minutes,
common
a
practice for him to
picture
do
of
this.
me and Russell Meeks, who was with me, was on the internet on what the Hale's on that guy's channel. He had us.
So?
followed. So I'm being followed as well everywhere I go.
Whoopee.
Everywhere.
Who cares?
They follow us. They
You're a public
put it
figure.
on the internet. So we need to get something done.
Well, you could.
Oh, and
This is just
she's
hilarious.
digging back in again.
A stalk.
She is digging back. See, here's the thing. She saw the look in the judge's eyes whenever she said that. Because he was pretty much like, okay, move on, time to go. And as soon as she said that, she turned around. She turned around because she had her book and she was weeping and crying and started to wander off. And she looked over at the judge. Something has to be done about this. And the judge probably gave her this look of, oh, I'm interested now. And she caught that. She's very observant. She caught that. And then she set her book back down like, oh, the judge just opened up the door for me to keep on talking because he's very receptive to what I'm saying. Oh.
Claiming to be stalked. Interesting. So the stalker claiming to be the victim of all these things, now that she's reaping consequences of all the things she's
And that's
done
also
in her
hearsay
life.
because she
I don't
hasn't
have to
provided
pay
any
anything.
proof of it.
I'm $180,000. $180,000 in the legal aspect of fees right now because of the garbage these two have done to me and my life, right? 180,000. So now I'm hiring private investigators? Wrong. Psychotic. But the entire county knows who they are, obviously. And I've got people all the time sending me pictures because they saw them. She just cussed somebody out in Walmart. And it just so happened to be the wife of a very influential member in this community. And guess who has the actual video? And I don't ask for anything. People willingly just give it because they know how wrong, how crazy these two are and how they've hurt people their entire lives.
You could start with filing a supplemental petition. In this, I mean, we're going to be in
Wow.
the same situation because in that supplemental petition, you're going to allege.
So crazy.
You're going to plead where he's to be found, and we're going to still be dealing with this issue of trying to get him served.
We need to get him served. If I have to pay $45 or if I have to apply in their state to be indigent or whatever I got to do, I'll do
What?
it. I mean, I need him served.
How did you make appearance in court in Ohio?
Zoom.
And they served you here?
He served,
gave you
he
notice?
served, he served me illegally.
Illegally?
Well,
His-
that's
I know,
for that
but-
judge to
right,
decide.
we got a process server.
That's not illegal. That is completely legal. A process server is legally a server. You got served by a process server. That's not illegal. That's not illegal. That's what processor servers do. You moron.
He sent a process server. FedEx tried to do it, but we weren't home. And
FedEx wouldn't. Now, here's the thing. FedEx showed up first, but they declined the delivery. Well, and here's the thing. FedEx. All right. If I can serve somebody with paper. Certain papers you can serve. Some of those are about processors. a lot of this boils down to, for example, because we do like a lot of quiet titles and things like that. Now, we'll send out service to somebody, and you can, but the way that statute's written, you can send it to them via mail and certified mail. So FedEx would be certified mail. It's a different kind of paperwork, and there's certain things that you're just required by law to do. There's a different standard depending on what level it is. Now, if we're serving someone with a lawsuit, that's completely different. You have to physically have a process server serve them. Process server could be a process server or a sheriff. They're considered a process server. But yeah, that's how it works. And that's all it takes.
So he sent a process server,
Doesn't matter.
So we
and then we
could,
had a Zoom hearing.
Are you not amazed as I'm amazed that everything I do is somehow illegal? I hire a process server. By very definition, that's their name, to serve. And she gets served, which she was home when FedEx was there. FedEx made the report. They actually denied, they refused to actually take the mail. So now she's lied yet again in court. Thankfully for her, she wasn't under oath yet, but not too good for old Craig DeThomasis there, acting as her lawyer
Exactly,
yet
Heidi.
again for over 25
Lawyering, not
minutes in this
adjudicating.
hearing. And then illegally and fraudulently got a civil protection order against her because I had all the proof, all the evidence. I don't have to lie like LIEnette. I have
right.
the evidence. I have the screenshots. I have the proof. And she's going to be in court again this week. And she'll be found guilty again this week.
let me see, we could move this.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
matter of the timing.
Can't wait to see that.
November 15 would be just a little over 2 weeks out. It's a Wednesday, November 15 at 1 o'clock.
That's fine with me.
Okay. All right, so we're going to continue this notice of hearing, order setting hearing through November 15 at 1 o'clock. And
Did you read what this said on here? This sheet? It says,
That's
I
awful.
just glanced it. I
It
will
says-
have to if it's part of the supplemental petition.
yeah, it says the cultists were
Always
coming
found guilty,
to
but
take
never
Harley
arrested.
away. Ha, ha, ha. Harley's
So
my
here's the
daughter.
thing about the issue, okay? So kidnapping is a crime and somebody can go to prison for a really long
Yeah.
time. And that needs to be reported to law enforcement. If some government agency like the Department of Children and Families removes your child, they will have to be.
They're not, they're protecting me.
They will have to be in front of this court within 24 hours of doing so for a shelter hearing. And the court at that time will determine if
Yeah,
there's
no,
probable
they're
cause to have
protecting us.
justified that. If they're not taking action on it, they, as the department, have to make a determination of whether they refer it to the state attorney's office just 2 doors
And no,
away
this is
as a
people.
crime.
This is his fans, not
Oh, I missed
CBS.
food chat.
This is his fans.
Right, but what I'm saying to you is a false accusation to the Department of Children and Families of child abuse and or neglect is
Mm-hmm.
a crime,
No, I'm not talking about that, sir, at all.
Okay.
That's a different subject.
right?
Then why are
This
you
is-
bringing
this
it
is
up
a
here?
video that was put on the internet, and on the video, it
Doesn't
says,
matter.
"We are coming to take Harley away. We're going to take your daughter." And it was in the video, and all we could get was the screenshot of the front of it before they took it down. They're threatening, his fans are threatening to kidnap my child.
Jeremy said he won't release the latest Zoom court hearing until Crook is sentenced. Good. No, really good. He shouldn't. That's entirely up to him. He has that ability to release whatever he wants to release. Yeah, she's just looking for pity. Yeah. No, she is looking to harm somebody else. This is what that boils down to. It's more than just pity. She wants to ruin somebody else's life and livelihood. Jeremy has never taken down a video once it's released. I've had to take down videos because I've doxed myself. I've had to take down videos. But I usually go in and fix them and then put them back up. Like live streams, yeah, I've done some screwed up stuff on live streams. Yep, because she didn't get what she wants. Yeah. Add menopause to the mix and underactive thyroid and 4 lifelong disabilities. All the fun I need. Oof. He pulled out a pew pew out on 3 people, 1 on an 8-year-old. Yeah, I know, Terry. I know. I've seen some of that footage, and that is very disturbing.
This is serious. This isn't.
How convenient. It was there, then it's not. She's not responsible for what Crook does, but I'm responsible for it. The planet does. It doesn't work that way. That's insanity. I've never seen the video she's referring to, and frankly, I think she's done most of this stuff.
You need to put it in a written petition
I will.
to the court, but you also ought to consider referring that to law enforcement for them to investigate, because a written threat to do bodily harm, serious bodily harm, you might want to write it down. 836.10 is a felony in the state of Florida.
No, that's exactly what.
Is grifting and doxing new words? You're just trying to get used to them. No. They're not new words. They've been around for quite some time. Grifting is where I'm trying to think the best way to do it. The way that I used to understand grifting was to basically scam people, like a grift. Like that's what I always thought grifting was. That's why I never understood what grifting was. In the YouTube realm, grifting is trying to give something to people that they enjoy, and in turn, they give you money. That's what grifting is in the YouTube world. If people like what you're doing, they donate. I have people that subscribe to my channel. I have people that do super chats. That's part of what people do because they enjoy what you're doing, so they donate to you. Now, if benefiting from other people's work, exactly. But in the YouTube portion of it, it is actually you're doing something so other people can get some enjoyment out of it. Grifting equals Trump shoes. That's funny. Yes, grifting is Trump shoes. Exactly. That's you might be offering something a little bit of less value and people still pay for it because they want to support you. Nothing wrong with that. The doxing portion is much worse because doxing is giving out information about yourself, personal information that can be harmful because there are some crazy people out there. There's some crazy stalkers out there like this lady here that may wish you harm. One of the reasons why doxing can be so dangerous is because there's another term called swatting, which is where if people know where you live and where you're at, they will call your local police department and say that you're threatening somebody, that you've got them at gunpoint or some crap like that. And then they send a SWAT team or just police officers that come knocking down your door looking for who might be injured. All the guitars, do you play or just collect them? I do play. I just don't play them on stream. I don't have the equipment to do that. And also, it wouldn't be very entertaining. Just listening to bass being played really isn't very entertaining at all. Without drums and the voice of like a guitar, person who cheats others out of money or possessions by tricking or deceiving them. Grifters are also known as scammers, swindlers, chiselers, defrauders, gaugers, and flim-flam men. Yeah, boy, you grew up with innocence. Yeah. So the reason you don't want to have somebody dox you is because it can be dangerous. And like I said, I've doxed myself before by giving out like email. I wouldn't want anybody to have my personal email. I have an email that people can contact me on YouTube for things for YouTube. But I wouldn't want them to reach out. Bass player only, no acoustic. No, I have several guitars. I have an acoustic over here. That's an acoustic guitar. I also have a Takamine that I need to replace the headstock on. This here is a double F hold Memphis bass. Maestro, sorry, it's a Maestro bass. It's basically a Gibson. There's the same model in bass, and that one. Then I've got another one right over here in the corner. That is a Takamine bass that's an acoustic bass. Then I also have a Epiphone here. And right behind me, right behind me, you can see the neck. That's a Ernie Ball Music Man. I also have a Kramer fretless, which I just need to sell off. And probably end up getting like a Doghouse bass or something. Why don't I play the acoustic once in a while? I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm a weirdo whenever it comes to playing. What's my favorite bass? My favorite bass. It's a good toss up between. It just depends on the situation. Like the Ernie Ball is probably my favorite bass to play live because it's got a good punch to it, got a good solid sound to it. I also like the Epiphone because it's got the way that it plays. I can get it to do certain distortion on certain notes, and it gives it a little more of a growl. So if I'm playing something that's a little bit faster, that works really well. I do also have a Telecaster, which is a pretty solid guitar. It's easy to play, and that one is like my second or third, fourth. That's like my fourth guitar that I ever owned. That's the only one that I've kept out of the four that I bought. I had a Kramer. I had some Kramer guitar. It was one of those cheap ones you could get for like $100 at like any guitar store. It was crappy. My favorite bass player of all time, Jaco Pastorius. I think he's probably one of my favorites of all time. I like better whenever he was doing stuff with P-Funk. Kofi Burbridge is also a really good bass player. So is O'Teal. O'Teal's really, really good. But I think Kofi's a much better bass player, but Kofi is like a really talented musician who play keyboards, horn, flute. He's like multi-talented musician. Burbridge puts on a good show. So, there's John Paul Jones, I think is probably like one of my all-time favorites. Just because of his unbelievable talent. He can pretty much fit it into any situation. Bass players that do very little, but fill in the spot where they're supposed to. That's the kind of stuff I like. I do like guitars played without other instruments. Brings back fond childhood memories of your mom playing her acoustic to get you to nap whenever you're little. That's pretty cool. Yeah, see, Puddleton says you play for you. She's texting Russ. Yeah, she's doing weird, funky stuff here.
What it says, so.
And so, we got to rely on law enforcement to
Benice.
investigate that.
He tells them on every video, we've got to get that child out of there. We've got to get that child out of there. We've got to save that child. And the people the other day were talking about kidnapping her and who's going to do it and how they're going to sneak on our property.
Yeah, see, people shouldn't be doing that. People should not be doing that. As much as you feel for, but that's bad. Anybody that's doing that, like Roy Clark, Roy Clark is good. Oh no tears. Why? Yeah, more tears. So bad.
I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, you can.
I'll say it again. The child absolutely 100% needs to be saved, as do the residents of Otter Creek, including myself and George, Deanna, and other friends and family that come and visit. And then the animals. But at no time have I ever condoned violence or napping of any individual or any bodily harm whatsoever. That's what her and Crook have done.
We're going to be back here on November 15th. If you file a supplemental petition, the court will review it. If it meets the criteria for a temporary injunction, one will be issued. That return date may change. So this, right now, the status is November 15, 1 o'clock. If things change because of a supplemental petition,
don't deal
it
with
could be
crazy.
faster than that. Okay, so just be aware.
Him dealing with crazy, look where it got him.
1 second.
Look at where it got him.
On the
Oh, this is bad drugs. Well, I don't know. I have no proof of that. I mean, possibly.
should go November 29.
Yeah, they're setting a new date.
4 weeks. Yeah, because we're looking at their website. The
Really
other
don't like whiny
law
people.
enforcement agency,
No.
they're asking for 3 to
I'm
4
with you on
weeks.
that.
So it may be safer to go to November 29.
You know what's more annoying to me than whiny people? It's the vocal fry. Like vocal fry. I just have to get away from it. I have to walk away whenever my wife every so often will start doing it, and I'm just like, stop. She won't even realize she's doing it. I'm like, why are you talking like that? It's not a turn on. It's not a turn on. All denied until she claimed Feather tried to bribe her, right? How is she getting around the Jeremy Hale's graped? Well, because that is, that right there is because I don't know. I don't know how she is. I couldn't tell you. Don't know.
He also, he's
Decided what day she'll stop by. Oh, that's bad.
letters for Ohio, and he's posted them on the internet yesterday, so that his fans can attack them. So he's not a nice person.
So November 29, because we moved it to that further date, it becomes just a little bit more likely than not if your supplemental petition, well, it's very likely, if your supplemental petition rises to the level of temporary injunction, then it definitely will be advanced, because the court on a temporary is going to lose jurisdiction after 15 days.
Yeah.
Even if we don't have
Jeremy
service,
never
it
got
may
to
be
present
a
them in Florida?
continuance or extension of that
That's
until
possible.
we get service. We'll have to address, but just so that you're aware, you may have to come back before that. Okay.
Of course she's lying.
All right, Ms. Preston. Okay. All right, thank you for being here.
Oh my God.
And we all know what happened. I was actually coming to Otter Creek for the winter season, 2023-2024. And
There you
I
go.
went to Levy County Sheriff Department first to pick up this actual serving of documents, which they didn't have. I had to go meet a deputy at the courthouse later that week. And she stalked me, and she was found guilty.
Yes. 15 days in Florida is an actual eternity. No, it's not. It's not. I enjoy Florida. I really do enjoy Florida quite a bit. Florida is pretty damned awesome. So I will say that over and over and over again, over and over. I do enjoy Florida. My brother-in-law lives in Florida, and he absolutely enjoys it. So here, if we've got this one. So this is not current. This is not current. I do have. Absolutely. Here we go. I've got this right here. Is, let's see, we'll put this in so you guys can see if this will show. Here we go. So this right here is Butte County, the wildfire, the massive wildfire that's burning in the area. This gives you a little bit of a better view, some aerial views of it. Now this is a pretty massive wildfire right there. Got airplanes that are diverting around it. Yeah. It's nice, but not the tourists and the traffic. It depends on where you go. It really does. A masking tape won't fix stupid, but it helps. Went to Florida for our honeymoon 39 years ago and got chased out by a hurricane. Oh, you shouldn't have left. You should have sat through that one. Those are fun. Yeah, plane flying by there. And yeah, those are some pretty bad fires burning out there. Yeah, they're stopping traffic because that stuff gets. You try driving through that, it could get really damn dangerous. That wind turns and you will not be able to see anything. Jeez, that is insane. And see how close it is to the road. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's California. California. Oh, poor dear animals. Yeah. Well, and here's the thing. And it used to be back in the day, a lot of the farmers would come through there. Those are water tankers. Yeah. A lot of times back in the day, farmers would come through there and they would clear out a lot of the underbrush that would be in there. California made it against the law for them to do that. And so what will happen is you will get these massive fires that come through and they burn because it's really dry. And what isn't dry, the heat's so intense that it dries it out pretty bad. Yeah, the guy who started the fire is really bad. Yeah, Canada is burning also. So what'll happen is they used to come through, clear those out, but what'll happen is it'll raise this area. It's not completely a bad thing, okay, because those plants, those trees will eventually grow back. It does cause a lot. It can cause damage to cities that are nearby because the fire is so intense that it'll just jump fire lines. As white cattle, they eat the brush. Yep, but it's against the law to do that now. It's against the law to do that. In California, they've passed some really strict laws that have made it really difficult to do certain things. So you get these fires that break out, and then what will happen is as it gets closer in towards the winter, they'll start getting a lot of heavy rainfall. That heavy rainfall will come through, and because it doesn't have the trees to stop a lot of that flow, you'll end up with mudslides and crap like that. So it is the cycle. Smoke is fast overtaking the roads. Yeah. Like I said, the wind shifted. It was blowing the other way a minute ago, and now it's blowing a different direction. But yeah, you can see the massive amount of fire and how hot that has got to be is pretty insane. Yeah, you have shoulder burns there in Minnesota. Yeah. They have fire lines. So one of my old bandmates worked for the CCP, California Conservation Is it CCP? CCC? California Conservation Corps is who he worked for a while. He actually studied with them. He left during the earthquake in San Francisco. He didn't like pulling deceased bodies out of cars that had been there for a couple of weeks. It was more than he could handle, so he left after that. I mean, he worked as long as he could, but yeah, it was just too much for him. He never wanted to be in that situation again. So yeah, he worked for California Conservation Corps back in the day. Wow, just insane. Like, it is just raising whole areas. And you can just see those trees just lighting up, and then the trees will fall over and spread the fire. 5 watercraft, hundreds of ground crew, and several large equipment fighting the fire. Yeah. It is so crazy. And it'll be burning on into the night too. I mean, just that is some intense heat. Wow. Well, I just hope everybody stays safe from this, because this is This is this could turn much worse than it currently is. Like if it jumps that highway, all those houses on those hills are gone. They're done. Like you've got these houses right here. They're history. They're gone. Those houses, that's it. They're done. They're not going to be able to get on the back side of that to put those fires out to keep those houses from burning. Yeah, it is. Yeah, look at it's Wood Park Drive over there. That's it. It's gone. Here in Arizona, 2011, it was your largest wildfire. It burned 841 square miles. When your brother's house luckily survived, it stopped 25 feet from his back property line. Human caused. Yeah. A long time ago, I used to volunteer for firefighting fires. Once I was walking the road looking for a spot fire, felt a massive heat wave and a tree exploded right next to you. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, those houses right there, they are, I will be surprised if they survive. And that's not something you can go out there with it'll be burning for days, only 3% contained. Yeah. Yeah, they got planes flying overhead. Damn. Yeah, those power lines, toast. It'll just melt the metal. Power line's gone. And they're trying to put out those little fires right there, but that heat has got to be insane, intense heat. Oh. Yeah, that's crazy. That is so crazy. Yep. And nothing you can do to stop it. At this point, that's rough. God bless those people with the homes and all those firefighters. Yes. Be burning for days. Yeah, that is wild and crazy stuff. Don't like seeing that at all. Don't like seeing that at all. Seeing if there's anything else that was happening with that. I don't see anything else going on with that at all. It is one of those where, I just want everybody to be safe and hopefully they're able to get that put out. Okay, so I was telling you about this. You kept hearing about this Bud Love case. You start hearing about that Bud Love case that we were talking about, or that Jeremy was talking about. That was something that was being discussed, and this is pretty insane. And I'll just give you guys a little glimpse of it. I'm going to go over it at another point in time, but I'll give you just a little glimpse of it. Thank goodness your rotates children and their families are already evacuated and are here safe and sound. That's good, Donna. That is very good. I'm glad to see that. Hey, JD, good to see you. I would turn around and go back because the heat can melt your tires. Yeah. Roommates. Whew. Hey, Cynthia. Yeah. Cynthia was a firefighter. She could probably tell you a hell of a lot more about fires than I could. She knows about that stuff. Me, I don't. I just know that whenever it burns, you don't want to be in there. That's dangerous stuff. And let me show this here. Oh, I removed it. That's why I present share screen. So this is Bud Love v. Johnson. So it's Dana Mader of Mader Infantilio LLC, Jupiter. Just basically a whole bunch of people. No appearance remaining for appellees. Brittany Budlove appeals, order granting the petitions of 5 appellees: William Johnson, Jonetta Johnson, Suzanne Campbell, Tanya Lewis, Raphael McCoy, for protection against stalking pursuant. We affirm the entry of all 5 injunctions for stalking and reject without discussion Budlove's argument that there was insufficient evidence for the trial court to impose the injunctions against her pursuant to sections. However, the scope of all 5 injunctions exceeds what is allowed by the First Amendment to the United States Constitution by imposing a prior restraint on protected speech. To the extent that they do so, the injunctions must be reversed on part. During the period between the filing of the petition and the termination of parental rights and the order terminating Budlove's parental rights, Budlove was twice ordered to refrain from either contacting some of the appellees or posting certain information on online platforms. On December 12, 2020, Ms. Johnson requested, and the trial court issued a no-contact order against Budlove and her now ex-husband, John Budlove. The order stated that Brittany and John were not to have any direct, indirect, or third-person contact with the caregiver, Jonetta Johnson, were to remain at least 500 feet from Jonetta Johnson's residence, place of employment, and or any other place Ms. Johnson is, and were not permitted to have any written, telephonic, electronic, or social media contact with Ms. Johnson. The trial court found that Ms. Budlove had been posting multiple videos and information on social media, including, but not limited to, the following: unredacted police reports from the investigation, confidential information about the child and the child A and child B, photos of the child A, details from mediation, the names of all parties, including judges, attorneys, CPIs, detectives, and the caregiver. The trial court ordered Budlove to remove all confidential information relating to first child's dependency case from online or from any posting sites within 24 hours of service of the order. After learning that Budlove continued to post some things online related to the dependency case even after the order was filed. Although Budlove maintains that none of those posts violated the orders, the 5 appellees and the filed petitions for injunctions against Budlove for stalking at hearings on the petitions, the appellees claimed that Budlove was harassing and cyber-stalking them and causing Budlove's followers online social media platforms to do the same. The trial court announced it was granting all 5 petitions for injunctions against Budlove for stalking. The written order broadly prohibits Budlove from having ordered Budlove in open court to not post anything online relating to the dependency case. The trial court explained that this includes, but not limited to, the names of parties related to the case, such as case managers, assistant state attorneys, caregivers, or other children in this case. Basically, shut up is what they told him. Getting very smoky in your area. Well, be very careful. Just came to hit the like button. Good to see you. Good to see you. Then hit the button and sayonara. God, you're so vicious. At hearings and petitions, the trial case explained that this includes, but not limited to, the names of parties related to the case, such as the case managers, attorneys, caregivers, and other children in the case. Written order then stated the following: Budlove shall not post anything, and just shut the hell up. So, big difference in the case. I'd have to pull up the actual case itself, the very first case. This is the appeals portion of it, and it is long and extensive, and it's showing the different case law that's involved in this. There's a thing called free speech, and there's a thing called stalking. Like if I'm giving out personal information about someone that is not a public figure, where it's not easily found, but I just happen to know what it is, then that can get you in trouble big time. Like, perfect example, if I knew Jeremy's address, which I don't know Jeremy's address, I'm sure somebody out there does, because I'm sure that he's posted. I'm just using this as an example. If I knew what Jeremy's address was, and he wanted it to be kept secret, and I managed to be the only one that knew where it was and told people where it was, and something was to happen to him, that I would be liable for that. I would be liable for providing that kind of information whenever it wasn't available. That's why you have to not do crap a certain way. And trust me, whenever I say this, Jeremy has been around for quite some time. He's been in the YouTube space. He probably knows copyright law better than most copyright lawyers. I would venture to say that he probably knows what he can say, what he can't say, where he can say it, how he can say it, how he can present it without getting himself in trouble. Jeremy, like I said, is a smart man. This is why you don't go doing dumb things on the YouTubes. If you don't know what you're doing, stop doing it. If somebody tells you stop. Unless you know what you're doing, then go forth. Go forth. Or if you're willing to take the flack for it, then go forth. Yeah, LIEnette has done that to Jeremy. Photo of his house in Ohio, tax info, sale price, etc. Now, some of that might be public information, and then you'll be fine posting that kind of stuff. But some of it may not be. Like if you're going and you're pulling up pictures of their house because you were standing out in front of it taking pictures, that might get you in trouble. Personally, I don't care enough about any one single person to stalk them. I've met world famous musicians. I've met world famous actors, and I know where. Well, back in the 90s, I knew exactly where Jimmy Page lived. I could go and visit him if I wanted to. I never did because I wasn't invited. So, and I'm not that kind of person. I just don't stalk people. I probably could have written him and probably, send him a nice letter. But that's, I didn't. So no biggie. I've just never been in awe of fame. It doesn't intrigue me, I guess is what I mean to say. I don't find it like famous people. You see them, they come and they go, and they're flawed human beings, and you'll realize this if you ever meet people that are famous and not full of themselves or think that there's something more. They realize where they came from, what they do. Hell, you would have asked me a year ago. I haven't changed anything in my format. To me, it's amazing to see that there's that many people that actually watch this channel. I'm like, wow. I've got people that enjoy this. This is me on just a regular night, just being a goofball, That's why I find it amazing people come by. I was like, well, and my main thing was I wanted to get this channel monetized, and I was happy at 500, and now I've got 2,500. But I was really, well, not quite 2,500. I don't know. See, I don't look enough. But I just wanted to get it past that 500 mark. The only reason I wanted to get my channel monetized is so I could send you to other people's channels. Because I like supporting supporting other content creators that are much better at this crap than I am. I mean, trust me, I'm small potatoes and small beans whenever it comes to this. I enjoy doing what I do. Don't get me wrong there, but whenever it comes to the YouTube stuff, there's guys out there that are much more talented than me, and I enjoy them just as much. I enjoy them just as much as I hope that you guys do. You went by Elton John's summer home, massive piece of property, drove by it to get McGirl Star. Oh, he has a place here in Atlanta. I want to say it's the Four Seasons. I could be wrong on that. And yeah, it's guarded. You're not going to get in there. I don't even know if he lives there anymore because that was, it's been over 20 years ago. But one of my buddies, Elton John had ordered a pizza from the place that he worked at, and he was just like, Elton John, right? Sure, Elton John's ordering a pizza, and so he goes, yeah, I'll deliver the pizza, and he shows up, and there's Elton John, meets him at the door, and He was just like, I thought this was a joke. He goes, no. I heard this was good pizza. That's what I wanted to get was some pizza. That's what I was in the mood for. And they talked about music for like 5-10 minutes because he's a keyboard player. And he was just like, yeah, I mean, I play in this little local band. And he was like, oh, what do you play? And, you know, he told him that, you know, the instruments that he had. And Elton John was just like, oh, those are pretty cool stuff. Some vintage keyboards, you know. And he was like, I was expecting him to be, you know, a little bit more uptight and more of a prick. He was like, no, he was just really chill and just like, hey, how's it going? You know, very welcoming. You know, saw that there was a fan there, and he goes, I don't want to keep you for very long because I don't want your pizza to get cold. I want you to order again. But that made his night. That made his night, you know, and that's what we like doing. We just like doing this for fun. And it is a business. And yes, well, thank you very much, Cynthia. I like Mo too. Mo's pretty damn awesome. Mo gives me smiles, is what she does. She puts a smile on my face because all of her Moisms. I mean, serious. Betty still talks about it to this day. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, he fell into some pretty hard times. He was my roommate at the time, and he was, like I said, it was amazing to him that he was able to talk with him for a bit. But like I said, I've met a lot of musicians, a lot of good musicians, a lot of bad musicians too. I've met some that are pretty crappy. But you know, that's just how it goes in this world. I mean, think about all the, Mo is completely chill. She doesn't get worked up over anything. So tomorrow morning I will be doing another morning stream, as I do every morning from about 6:30 to 9:30. I think I'll probably go a little bit later because tomorrow is Friday, and I tend to go a little bit later on Fridays, just because I don't have to work on Friday. I have 3-day weekends, which is nice. But what I will be doing is probably, if you guys, you know, are watching or paying any attention, I'll probably be covering a little bit of the election stuff. I know that you guys don't always like that. You're here usually whenever I'm talking about the Hales, which is fine. And you don't want to hear politics because you probably hear enough of it that you just like, oh, I don't care. I'm usually making fun of everybody, so it can be interesting. Sometimes I get a little loud and obnoxious, but not too much. But that's what I'm going to be covering a little bit tomorrow. Some of the election stuff in the morning. I'm sure there'll be some other news. We'll see what the wildfires have done over the evening in Chino. And sort of give you guys a little bit of that. And other than that, it's just going to be a chill weekend. Like I said, I've got stuff to build, and that's what I'll be doing. You missed the coffee break music, so you went back to hear it. Oh, you know what? I think I've got it uploaded here. You want to hear the coffee break music? You guys want to hear the coffee break music? One's in the chat if you want to hear the coffee break music. If you want to hear the coffee break music, ooh, it's good. It's good. And I have a video for it too. Or you can show up tomorrow. That's what I'll do. You guys show up tomorrow, you'll get the coffee break music. See, Starzy, you'll have to go back and watch it because it's got a whole video to it also. You met Don McCaffrey a long time ago, and McCaffrey a long time ago, could not understand him. That's awesome. One's in chat. Oh, you guys really want to, I'll give you a taste. How's that? I'll give you just a little taste. I still have to upload it onto the YouTubes, but I can give you just a taste of it. And this is the low quality version. So here we go. Just a taste. Just tease you a little bit here.
Sandy shores, get a tan, Rambo the orangutan. Driving a golf cart, oh man, Rambo is half crazy, yes he can. Well, that SOB's a sight to effing see. Oh, Rambo's rolling, rolling, rolling. As the sun, he's free at last. While Shizzy has his coffee, these two are having an effing blast.
That's all you get, just a taste. I told you, that's that, just a taste. You have to come by tomorrow to see the rest of it. Both. No, please. Dang, I got to go to work. So, and if not, you can always just catch up on a later stream and go swing by there and see it later on. Yes. It'll be good. It'll be good. I also have a couple of videos I'll be uploading onto YouTube that are just music. So go check those out whenever I put those up there. They're using a little bit of the same format, but one of them, it turned out really good. I can't wait for you guys to see it. I've got those that I'm going to be putting those up tonight. They should be coming out sometime tomorrow. I don't know when tomorrow yet, but yeah, they will all be coming out, and you guys get a chance to see those. And in case you guys don't know this, what I do is on most of my morning streams, if someone does a super chat, they usually will do a super chat with a style or a type of song they want to have, or some lyrics or whatever it might be, and I will turn around and turn that thing into a song. And then, yeah, that's what I do. I think by speech was AI. Well, I don't know. Well, maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow. But with that, all you fine folks, I'm jumping out of here. I'm going to send you over to go holler at the expert, give him some love, and he'll probably be dropping everybody over onto MG in about 15 minutes after that. I don't think I'll be able to make MGs tonight. Like I said, I've got a few things I've got to take care of tonight, and then I will be off and running. And with that, you guys have a good evening, and I will see you very, very, very soon. So until then, hit the like button on your way in, hit the like button on your way out. Peace.
George, psst. Are you ready to show everybody where our new home is?
Before we show you, we want to show you why the Hales would we buy where we bought.
What did you say?
I said, Jeremy, I'm a huge fan.
George is out in the parking lot. Look at that. Am I on the naughty list?
When we don't even drink it. There was one improvement. I actually received this bill one day after its due date. Every meeting. And you're gonna bring the police to remove me. I didn't start this war with the neighbors, but I fully intend on winning it.
I can't, sir. I cannot hear you very well. Not at all. I have to hold you up to my ear to hear you. Something is wrong. Can you please check your mic? I do not have perception of time. I don't have perception of dates and times. I do not, and my brain does not work that way. My child just fell down. You are not a nice person.